Well, heading back to the bunker in a Hot Nix's basement. Welcome back. I'm Pasta, joined by Velocity. It feels good to be back in the ESA bunker, and we've got some pretty good matches ahead of us, Velocity.
We certainly do, and yeah, it does feel good to be back, Pastor. It's been a while. It's been some time since we've last
Yeah,
been on the desk over here on ESA, and well, it certainly is good to be back.
yeah, very, very excited for this one. And let's just kick things off by looking at our first game, Eternal Synergy versus Project 100. Now, these teams, I believe, played each other in e-battle probably about an hour ago that match started. So they basically
Warm
got
up.
a warm-up scrim against each other. I'm going to see if I can try and find the information for that match, but yeah, I
Could
mean,
you?
these teams have certainly a lot to well, they've definitely played before at least.
Oh, certainly. They definitely. Yeah, I just find it funny that out of every team they
Yeah,
could have been they could play against in e-battle, they're playing against each other, and not
yeah,
only that, do they have a league game against each other less than an hour later. The only thing that can make that even better if it was on the same map as us tonight, which leads us on to our map bans. We are playing Bank today, Pastor.
yeah,
We are over on
absolutely.
Bank.
It's not a repeated map, unfortunately, because
Uh,
e-battle was on Oregon, but it was a 7-3 victory to Project 100. So, and you can see Eternal Synergy banned Oregon straight away. They did not want to be a
no,
part of that one. Understandable, really. But yeah, we will.
I,
Why
I,
does it
I
say
do.
Villa?
Yeah, I do have to say, Pastor.
It's
I
supposed to be.
think I think our map bans are wrong. If you look at Eternal Synergy, apparently banned Bank. I'm gonna assume
I'm
Villa
going to
and
assume they
Bank are
banned
supposed to
Villa.
be. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
yeah. Let's say they were the other way around, but yes. But yeah, Oregon straight off the board instantly. I mean, coming off the back of a 7-3 loss, you ban that map straight away. Whether it's your best map, whether it's your worst map, you get rid of that near next to instantly.
Well, yes. If you just lost on it, then yeah, you don't want to be heading into it. So we will be heading into Bank fairly shortly, not Villa like you see on your screen. So let's just look at. I don't know whether these teams have actually played so far. I gonna be honest, came into this a little bit unprepared.
I
Will
think
be
we all did.
better. Will be better for the second map. I promise. This is a Group D matchup, and it is the first Playday. So we will be seeing. Yeah, this Group D is a completely clean slate.
Yeah.
Um,
The first play day for Group D, which is good. If you're looking
yeah,
at it, we do have some big names in this pasto. Penta Sport being one of them.
yeah,
Eternal Synergy. We saw them last season, I believe, as well. They put up a good fight. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they did reasonably well in the last season, season 5 of the SA. And well, off the top of my head, I can't really see any other big teams. I haven't. Well, to myself, at least, I haven't seen any of them other than Penta and Eternals. So seeing
yeah.
Project 100 is going to be very much interesting for me and new experience for me. I don't know about yourself. I
Well,
am
Project
excited.
100 I'm pretty sure have a lot of players from MVG UK. I'm not entirely sure the situation there, but I'm looking at the scoreboard from the e-battle game. We've got Quick Pete, we've got Caesar, we have Jinky as well, and I think Ollie is also a part of that roster. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I did see in the sort of transfer window type thing that Ollie is also maybe a part of this roster. Um,
Well, maybe
no, I'm
looking for
incorrect. I'm
Orgroster.
incorrect. Never mind. But
Well,
looking
could
at
be saying
Eternal
a looking for
Synergy,
Orgroster.
we have actually some familiar faces again. You know, we have Exia, we have Kodaft, we have Rissa. So we've got a lot of familiar players, just not necessarily in the same iteration of team that we saw. So we're kind of mixing the old and the new here, and it's going to be quite exciting, personally.
Oh, most definitely. And I am most certainly ready, Pastor, to get into this game. We just need to get confirmation on the player start. But, let's not beat around the bush here, Pastor. Predictions, go straight away.
I'm saying Project 100. Obviously, we saw they won 7-3 in e-battle later, and well, the community seems to agree with me. I think Project 100, although because of the color red of the 100, it looks like it's just Project. It is Project 100. Please believe me. But I don't know about you, Velocity. Are you agreeing, or are you going to switch side and go for the less favored team?
Normally, Pastor, I like to have some rivalry on the desk, but you know, I have to agree with you for once.
Yeah, we
Off the
don't
back
agree
of a
on
7.
much. We
No,
don't
we
agree
don't.
on much, do we?
Coming off the back of a 7-3 win against this same team. I mean, they've got to put up a good fight. It's not the
Yeah.
same map, but I mean, this has to be a good. This is going to be a good match.
Yeah, especially if Eternal Synergy are playing this with revenge in mind. I mean, we might be seeing a lot of excitement. Not quite as exciting as the Go 5 that I casted today, where the all chat did get a little bit spicy. Obviously, this is going to be a bit more civil, a bit more professional. At least we hope from the players.
The Go 5
yeah.
was interesting, Pastor.
Yeah.
I casted the first 2 matches on that, and that was certainly interesting. But nonetheless, let's not worry about what was happening in Go 5. We've got a match unraveling in front of us. Off
Yeah.
to the ban phase we go, on to Bank. Come on, predictions here. They've got to be quite default.
You're the color caster. You know the big brain stuff. All I do
Oh,
is shout into a microphone.
I do know the big brain stuff, and I am the coach. We do see Hibana, very standard. The hatches have to be open, don't they? So
Yeah.
getting rid of Hibana, who can do it from a decent range, is very, very useful, very, very good. Coming on to the second attack, then, Pastor, I think we have to see a Dokubi or an Osa ban coming off here. You know, Osa coming down on that server side is such a useful operator. But no, we're going to see Nock, which again, understandable. We have a sneaky beaky like operator with frags. What do you expect? And then onto the defense. The defensive operators on this map can be either the most default or the most strange. There's no in between. So I can't make predictions on this. And well, again, we're talking about default. Solus still broken. That's all that has to be said. And I mean, coming off the back of this now, the back end here, I think we have to see a Fenrir, Pastor. I think we have to see him.
Yeah, I mean, it would certainly be a very good ban. Obviously, Fenrir has been just so oppressive as of recent. But instead, it's going to be Wamai, which is a little bit more unorthodox. I feel like Project 100 have certainly gone with the more standard bans here when you look at it. But it still makes sense. It still makes sense, especially, looking towards the basement if you've got the Wamai playing behind the server rack. Like that's what I'm looking at there, because usually you'd see a Jaeger elsewhere, I'd say.
Oh, most definitely. And you've also got to remember, the MP5K now does have a 1.5. So that makes it just that ever so slightly stronger than what it originally was. So it's just kind of, it is an interesting bank. Obviously, Wamai isn't, you wouldn't necessarily say, overpowered operator, isn't necessarily one of those operators you want to ban, but he's just an annoyance now. He's becoming a bit of an annoyance with this new meta that's come in. He's annoying to play against, I have to say that. But off the basement we go, and we do see a mirror in play. That was left unbanned, which, again, that's quite strange, but especially for Bank Mirror being left open.
However, it does mean usually you might see an Azami being played here, but instead, obviously, because the mirror's been left open, she's going to come across instead. Obviously, we have that Jaeger, very, very standard. Goyo as well will just be used to deny any sort of entrance into CCTV from that server-sided push. But Caesar's brought the Amaru. So defensive composition, very, very standard. Immediately, Project 100 are just going to be unorthodox. Playing the Amaru here, Caesar's in very quickly up to this top floor. There's no defenders, however, up here with him, so that should just be free control. Now we can see Pete as well coming in to assist there down those marble stairs. They're just sort of face-checking everything. Pete does have the opportunity of that Gemini replicator. Also, they do have the drones in pocket. Already, 2 of them have been shot out, though. And it does need to be those players like Jawa, like even Spyro and Garage that need to be careful, need to be worried about the pressure from Project 100 as they're sort of closer to the extremities as it stands. We can see Caesar opening up that elevator breach. Kodaf is now just making sure that is a bit less scary, peeking up through here, and it's actually Jawa who finds first, taking down Caesar. So with 1 minute gone, that's 1 player gone as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Caesar play on that Aruni before, and well, in the previous season, and it didn't quite go off until his savior this time. But there's some shots being taken, some shots traded, but nothing really landed too much. And well, it's all just very aggressive from the side of Project 100, and this aggression is something that Eternal needs to be able to counter relatively quickly. And well, let's hope they've learned from their previous match against these guys, the warm-up, shall we say.
Yeah, absolutely, and we can see that utility just being burned away. Pete as well finding Jawa. That's a bit of a late trade coming through. Kodaf still with the C4 prepped on the hatch, ready to pop it should it be necessary. However, Pete is continuing to aggress down these marble stairs, and Exia inside of lockers is not able to find that frag. The Vector just proving a little bit too difficult to control when facing to that main stairs. With 55 seconds left, Project 100 are going to start to feel the pressure. C4 out, nothing gained from it, but the Go-Yo canisters are starting to do their work. However, Saar is on the Echo, not denying the plant, however, as that's been able to be completed by Rob. However, Jinky did fall in the meantime. Saar nearly finding a second onto that line, and indeed does confirm, but 35 seconds are on this clock, and Pete's found a double. Rob is still downed on the bomb site, but vertical position is going to be very, very powerful. We have Ford up here on the hatch, taking out Saar, and still room for one more. Spyro is checking to make sure they can't get caught from this hatch. Going to try to find an angle to hide. Exia to cover, but he gets shut down himself. The DMR going huge from Ford as he finds a double, closing things out. Project 100, successful first round, because Eternal, maybe a bit of an oversight there, letting the Lion Rob get that plant down.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Lion was able to walk into site with an Echo still in play, it's not like the Echo was there, but the fact that he's managed to be able to walk into site and the Echo still in play is absolutely stupid. And then get the plant down as well. I mean, the Echo should be on his drones, and the should be denying that plant with basically immediate effect. But we also got, and it just didn't go well. But the DMR of the Zokobi, I can't remember exactly who it was, FOD. The DMR of FOD went absolutely huge, and quick Pete's that is gonna catch me off at one point. Quick Pete's opening kills were such a vital part of that round. You look at this Project 100, the momentum came from the opening kill of Pete. Yes, it was a bit lackluster. Yes, it was a bit late into the round, but an opening kill was an opening kill. Once you got momentum, nothing stopping Project 100.
Yeah, absolutely. Saar tried as he might, couldn't really get it across either. Jawa as well did find the opening frag in the round, but not able to convert, as obviously that late trade did come through. So they're going to retry this basement bomb site. Pretty similar setup. I'm seeing a lot of difference from Project 100 though. Caesar no longer on the Amaru, instead opting for a bit more of a supportive role on the Zero. For the rest of the team though, it's looking pretty similar. Rob still using a French operator, this time in the form of the Twitch instead of the Lion. That's about it. And dealing with those Vulcan canisters early.
Yeah, the best way they can do this is, get rid of the Vulcan canisters as early as possible to, limit the amount of denial that Eternal have. And, well, they've done that perfectly. They've got rid of all the canisters other than one, but, well, you can't really get rid of that one.
Yeah.
So it's going to be reasonably easy for them just to maybe, once again, just walk in, which we did see previously. And, well, it's not impossible for them again, but they are going to do their best to do any denial and, well, limit any information or anything that Project 100 had shown there by the drone being shot. And, well, there's only more coming. But Pete has got a grenade out, does throw it, and any damage is not landed.
I think just possibly trying to clear some bits of utility maybe, or at least try and just clear that position close on the stairs. So I have a Jawa watching again, but that's just the Gemini clone of Pete. He's now going to aggress to this position himself, just very, very cautious of what there could be coming from the defensive Eternal.
Yeah, this defensive Eternal is really looking to waste as much time as possible. As we saw in the last round, it was all quite quick, and by this point, at least 2 kills have already happened. But no, only some damage now, and it's a reasonably fair trade. Both the Ward and the Ying being about, I'd call it about 25 HP faster, but nothing's happened. We now only have a minute and 5 seconds left, and only now the execute is really coming to maybe form itself. Caesar finds one that's taken down the Echo, and well, that is quite a crucial pick to start off the round.
Yeah, now garage control in the hands of Project 100 as well, as we can see Pete now starting to get closer to the bomb site. Jawa evades the G36C just for now, but it's actually Rob who finds another pick and starts to get that diffuser down straight away. Jawa does find one, Kodaft as well, but yet again the diffuser being planted in a 3 versus 3. And Onus again on Eternal with only about 20 seconds to try, or about 30 seconds even, to try and get onto that diffuser before it's too late, as Rob finds a double. The retake upstairs is just going to be met by the DMR of Fod. Jawa shuts it down though, Vector in hand. However, he's not aware of Caesar pushing up from behind. And that's a sneaky up the backside. And that's 2 rounds for Project 100. They don't really look challenged at the minute, I'm going to be honest.
No, they don't. And that's the scary bit. You know, we walked into this and we said, oh, this matchup is going to be really, really close. And it's not.
No.
Project 100 are steamrolling, and I'm not quite sure what Eternal are, what the aim is for that defense on basement. Is it to play the retake? Because if it is, then you're clearly doing something wrong. But
Yes, it's just a game that you play the retake on. It's not like Valorant. It's not like CS:GO, and there seems to be nothing around server as well, which strikes me as odd.
It's such a strange strategy. They just, for the second time in a row, just Project 100 walked onto site and planted. No one even looked, batted an eye to it. There was not even a C4 throw, no yellow pings either. It just, no one cared about it. And it was the strange thing. It kind of led me to believe, are they trying to play a retake in Siege, in Rainbow Six Siege? Let alone on a map like Bank, where retakes are near on impossible because of the verticality on the map.
Yeah, it feels to me they just don't really have a grasp on how that bomb site plays out, because there's no pressure towards server whatsoever. They're all focusing on the main stairs, and it feels to me like they don't have a grasp on what the actual meta is on the basement, because they've completely ignored server twice, let people just walk in. I really do not understand where they're going with that. So I'm glad to see Changed Up now going to the top floor instead. Hopefully they find some success here for their sake.
Yeah, well, hopefully. Well, it does look like this isn't Eternal's map. They look quite unsettled, dare I say unconfident on the map, which kind of is proven by this sort of, we're going to stay as close to site as possible, bunker down, and not really care about anything else. There's no real extensive roam. There's no anything fancy going on. It's all very stick to the defaults. Very strictly to the default.
Yeah, and they didn't roam on basement either, which again feels sacrilegious.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you have to roam on basement, right? You just have to.
Because otherwise, well, we saw what happens when you don't roam on basement. You end up losing 2 rounds like it's nothing.
Yeah, precisely. And well, they are looking to maybe deny and use a bit more denial this time, put up a bit more of a fight. I mean, this isn't looking hopeful already, Pasta.
No, Exia's inside of this elevator. There were some angles from the main stairs, and Fod just runs up, DMR in hand, doesn't matter, because Exia gets taken down. Spyro trades, but Pete finds a response on the Kodaft, making it a 3 versus 4 man advantage still in the hands of P100. Now Spyro's found himself downed as well. Caesar now on Banana as Jawa takes down Pete before that collection can come through, as Caesar finally finds that second pick. They know where these last 2 defenders are likely to be playing. Saar nearly finds that swing, but instead on ADS at just the wrong time, being taken out by Jinky, and now Jawa's left in a 1 versus 3. 55 seconds left to hold on. Is playing the Echo, so might have some yokais, but is not opting to use that utility. It feels like the same sort of thing we're seeing again, where the utility is just not coming through, and it's allowing Project 100 to waltz into the bomb site, get a couple picks, and they just get it for free, and they can get the plant down, find the rest of the kills. It seems
disorganized.
It seems too easy for Project 100 right now.
This is the scary thing, right? That is the 3rd round in a row. Bear in mind, we are moving on to the 4th round. That is the 3rd round in a row that they have walked onto site and they have planted past it. That is ludicrous. that should only be allowed once, and then you adapt to it. Let alone 3 times and still yet to adapt. It is ridiculous. And as you said, the utility usage is next to nothing. There is no utility. I mean, there's a C4 on the board, for God's sake. Why aren't you using it?
It's a tricky one. It's absolutely a tricky one. Back up to the top 4 we go. Woo! I wonder how it will play out this time.
I hate to say it. I think this could be a 7-0 Pasta.
Wow.
And I don't normally make big predictions like that because I more than anyone know that it's very, very possible.
What do you mean you don't make predictions like that? I saw someone have a 5-1 half. They only get 1 kill and a half. They get the opening pick in round 7 and you go, oh, is it a comeback? Yeah, okay. I don't make big predictions
I retract my previous statement.
Yeah. Oh, I don't usually make big predictions.
But
hello?
Really, as it stands, as you've even said this, Pasta, it
doesn't look like they have a grasp on the meta, yeah.
It just looks too easy for Project 100, which is worrying for Eternal, let alone us. I mean, this is a good match for us. But it doesn't matter. Quick Peek Pete is already in the building, and he's taken down 1. He's just walked up. He's walked in, walked up, non-contested, found 1, and looks like he could find 1 more.
Nope, never mind. Exia first kill on the board inside of this game, taking out Pete in that trade, but yeah, they've just got to. They're now so much more cautious. You can see all of this information coming through as well. The Kaid Claw being just denied a little bit, providing a little bit less security now by Jawa, but Kodaf has found a run out, taking out Rob, and is going to be able to dip back down to the basement completely uncontested. Eternal might actually have a chance here. However, Fod is at the bottom of this hatch. It's a ring around the rosies, and Jawa takes him out. Eternal looking pretty good inside of this round in a 4 versus 2.
It looks to be the caster curse pass, though. I mean,
yeah. What have you done?
I have started a madness, but Caesar, he's gonna look to play very aggressive.
Is it a comeback? Is it a comeback?
Yeah, it could be a comeback, Pasta. You never know. Surely Caesar doesn't get away from this, right? The Echo's meters away from him, and he does. What is this?
Well, there's no need to over-aggress, I guess, in that situation. You want to just hold the angles, play it safe. You don't want to be the team that look like you finally have a round on the board and then throw a 4v2. Caesar is absolutely watching and waiting, finally turns to shoot, and that's exactly the opportunity that Jawa needs. Jinky now left in a 1v4, and I don't think this one's possible. It should be Eternal getting the first round on the board. Kodaft, a little bit whiffy, but Super Shorty does come through in the end. Black Ice 4 as well. Very, very drippy, but yeah, Eternal, they get that first round, and well, you know what they say, sometimes the hardest rounds to win are your first and your last, and well, they've broken the seal now, certainly.
Most definitely, and that was such a stronger round from Eternal. They used their utility reasonably well, and they didn't just swing, and they didn't take the 1v1s, they kind of just sat and they waited, and well, we've already seen Project 100, I don't know what I'm waffling tonight. Project 100 are very much a aggressive roster, and well, already proven when there's no aggression being made against them, they're going to create the aggression. That's when mistakes happen, and I think some mistakes must have happened because we still had, I think it was 1 minute and 30 left, and it was 2 versus 5.
Yeah.
Well, Pastor, back to the basement we go for one more try. Eternal look bringing the exact same operator lineup. I mean, have they found their footing potentially? Have they realized what they were doing wrong and they want to give it a go?
I don't know. I really do not know. But what I'm seeing right now, if we can just have a look at the servers, is again, there's nothing here.
Nothing. Other than a wall running down.
Yeah, I think he's just rotating. Oh, they finally do get the reinforcements here in the action phase, mind you. But hey, at least those reinforcements are finally going down. I'm not entirely sure what kind of setup is around those blue stairs, but I'm assuming. Yeah, okay. I was like, maybe Kodaft has like a shotgun and will rotate back there, but no. They are again ignoring servers. Why?
They have completely abandoned it, which
yeah.
you can't do. It's not how the site should be played. It's not even remotely in the question. You can't just
No.
abandon it. The only time you abandon it is when your server player dies and there's 5 of them in there. That's the
Yeah.
only time you abandon server, because it's
Yeah,
not
no
you've
one's even
abandoned
playing
it.
in red. No
Which,
one's even playing in red. They're playing back. They've got all those walls open. Again, I'm just not convinced by the way they're playing this site. However, Jawa does find the opening pick onto Pete, and it's looking a little bit mirrored to round 1. However, Jawa is not playing the Goyo, instead on the Kite. I guess that makes a little bit of sense, try and deny something, because, well, the Goyo certainly got dealt with very easily both times, but the impact EMPs of FOD are just going to be huge to just denying the Kite claws altogether. Those electric claws are not going to work out, as we can see all these hatches being opened up.
yeah, and this is why server is such. You need to have at least some sort of utility on the server, because once that server hatch is open, you have 3 ways of entering or taking server as it is. You've got
Look
dirt,
at how
you've
free
obviously
this
got the blue
control
stairs,
is.
and well then you have the hatch. And as you just said, look at how free the control is. They have server control at that. You're not going to get rid of them now. They are in server, and they are now very capable of doing what FOD is definitely thinking of, walking in and planting.
Yeah, they've opened up the open hatch as well, which means that they're going to get a cutoff onto red. You're definitely going to be able to get a plantable position out of this, especially as Jinky throwing in the Candela and Pod getting that diffuser planted. And Caesar drops the elevator hatch, finds one. Jinky as well, taking out Kodaft. And as soon as it was a 3 versus 4, it's now essentially a 2 versus 3. Make it a 2 versus 2 because Caesar found Spyro, but Jinky is still down. Caesar will be able to collect back up. Sar might just be able to get the cutoff on it here. Caesar, only just going down, and Sar's now in the reload and does find that kill. Okay, 1 versus 2 now. Rob, though, is on this hatch. Such a powerful position. There's only 10 seconds left. However, the rotation up the stairs has been notified of, and he's able to find the kill. Now only 3 seconds before this round is fully done. C4 comes out. There's no time left. Sarmeister can't clutch this round no matter how hard he tries, and it's a successful 1v2 from Rob, even finding the last pick with the 417. Project 100, they get 4 rounds, 3 of which being on this basement site, and every round Project 100 have won, it's the same damn thing. They walk in for free, they get a plant for free, and there's just nothing Eternal, it seems, are willing to do or can do about it.
I'm speechless, Pastor.
Like, I hate to be so negative, but this is just...
Yeah.
This is a fundamental misunderstanding on how to play Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
I have to agree with you. Yeah, I mean, likewise, I hate being so negative on a team because there's always something they're doing right.
Yeah.
But when you can't identify anything they're doing right, what do you talk about? Us as casters here, our job is literally to sit in front and tell us...
Let's face it. They're doing well on getting these opening picks, right? We've especially seen Jawa, who's 7-4 right now, highest kills in the lobby, but they're not able to get these conversions, and they're back down in the basement, but they are doing well at getting these opening picks. So that's at least because a lot of the times one problem we see with teams is they can't get the opening pick, and then they can really struggle because of that. Eternal are finding the opening frag, so there's less to need to concentrate on, right? It's getting that conversion. And we can see this time we have that pressure. Exia playing on those blue stairs, got the shield, is going to be a lot more difficult to try and contest his shotgun. We've got some ADSs there as well, I believe, from Spyro. And we've got an Aruni as well. They finally switched up their composition, finally switched up their strategy, and this looks like it would be a good defense of the basement. It's just a pity it's taken until round 6 to see it come through.
Yeah, but however, I mean, it's better late than never, as
that's true.
The saying goes, and well...
a 4-2 attack in half, like, the 2-4 defensive half, still isn't the worst for Banks either. Like, no, I feel like if Eternal win this round, they've kind of gone away with murder.
Yeah, most definitely. It's just... Yeah, you've nailed it on the head. Eternal are just struggling with the conversions. They get the opening pick, but then what do they do from that? because
Yeah.
as proven in
And
previous.
vods down.
Uh,
What?
what's happened here?
They've just dropped the gold hatch, it seems, and well, Fod found himself down. Kodaft and Sarmeister do get one. C4 comes out. The collection will be a double for Sarmeister to find 3 in the round, and this is how you defend on this site. Caesar finds his second in the round, can't get the third. Sarmeister 4 big picks in the round, and just like that, Eternal again. It feels like they've snuck away with this half.
We got there eventually, Pastor. The countless talking about it. Why have they not got anything on server? Why have they got nothing on blue? Why have they got nothing at all on that side of the map, let alone that just one place? They do it once and they absolutely sweep Project 100. Not flawless by any means, but very, very strong defense.
Absolutely. And hey, again, we said it worked out for them, but that was the only chance they really had to do that. Now they head to their attacks, where you need to be even more coordinated, even tighter as a unit, and this will be the real test, because we saw maybe a bit of disjointedness on their defenses. This is where, if that communication is an issue, it will really come to light.
Yeah, well, we were going to see a Monty, but then switched off to the Dokkaebi. I was kind of hopeful for a second, but the only hard breacher, Ace, switched off into a Jackal, but no, it doesn't matter. We're there, we got there eventually. Ace being switched off, and well, it's all switching. There's operator switches going on.
Yeah.
Too many to comprehend.
Don't analyze the attacking composition in the prep phase. That's silly. Look at the defenders instead, because we've got the Frost, got the Azami, got the Echo, got the Castle. I mean, this, while it looks a bit exotic, is honestly pretty standard for this top floor.
Most definitely, and it looks like they are just going to kind of, just from looking at the operator composition, they are just going to wait. And I can say that for a fact, because obviously you've got the Azami, who is very much capable of denying any entry into sight alongside the Frost and alongside the Castle as well. And, well, even really alongside the Echo, if you really want to go that far.
Caesar could be looking to find a jump out. It doesn't look like they have these windows covered, but decides against it, rotates away back to Janitor. Is the rest of the pressure coming through on the other windows to the bomb site, and yeah, I don't think they had a Claymore on those windows that Caesar Caesar had prepped, which would have been the perfect opportunity. And here we go. He does jump out, finds a kill. Oh, they did have a Claymore. Oh well. He still took down Kodaft, and well, at that point your job's kind of done. Fod as well, the lovely swing, taking out Spyro. And the impact comes through, can patch the hole right back up, obviously with that keeper barrier that the Azami brings along. And we're in a 3 versus 4. Project 100 looking very strong on the defense so far.
I mean, the run out says it all. Caesar doing Caesar things, but a quick peek. Pete does take down one, puts him into a 4 versus 3 now, Pastor, and well, it's not looking good for Eternal.
No, it doesn't look like this will be around on the board. Project 100, they did take that loss, but again, they've recovered very, very quickly. Bank, this is the first time we're seeing Bank played, so we can't exactly get too much data on it, but I will just check last season to see what the side statistics there are. I'm assuming it's going to be defend decided, but actually no, 54% attacking win rate. So Eternal might be a little bit favoured here, obviously, with the addition of operators like the Fenrir, who we don't have being brought out. That could obviously change. However, Fod's found another kill. Exia's left 1v4, and Pete's still swinging from down below. Exia, no idea about it. And Project 100, they find their 5th round, just 2 more to go, and they claim 3 points in this group. And well, that's certainly a bit of a boon, because obviously this is just the first phase of things. You have this group stage. Top 4 of each group, which has 6 teams, will be going through to a 16-team Swiss bracket, and then the top 8 from there go to an 8-team single elimination playoffs bracket. Very, very similar to that Copenhagen Major that we saw just 1 month ago. And, well, these teams are looking pretty cool. There you go. There's the phase 2, that Swiss system. If you don't really understand, basically, if you win 3 times, you go through. If you lose 3 times, then you're eliminated. And you play against teams with the same record as you. So whether you're 1-1, 2-0, 0-2, like every team that you play has the same score record as you to keep things nice and fair, and it actually works pretty well to seed people out, especially when you have those best of 3s for elimination and promotion. It's a very, very good system.
Most definitely. Well, Pastor, we're off to basement. Roles completely reversed. I mean, what's gonna happen here?
Yeah, so we have the basement. God, I hope they pressure server, because I will cry.
Yeah,
but Project 100 look like a team that will be able to identify where their successes were, and they will be able to not make those same mistakes. As we can see, I believe it's Jinky who's now playing inside of that A site. The Echo Drone's just causing a bit of a nuisance to Exia on this Montaigne. And Jawa now pushing in to servers as well. The Oryx tries to find the kill, actually manages to get the successful dash. Jawa finds the trade, but not able to save the life of his teammate. The Sarmeister dies as well to the MPX of Pete, who is on this flank, and it seems like the information not entirely up to scratch for Eternal. And they're using these thermite breaches on the soft wall because there's no reinforcements there. But a little bit interesting using the same utility, but yeah, it's a little bit of an interesting situation as we can see that garage pressure coming through as well. The Echo Drone inside of blue still providing that information to the defenders of Project 100, and VOD has this vertical position on lock, meaning the attackers are going to have to try and retake this mid floor, but Pete is stopping them in their tracks from this top square. He's got a perfect angle onto this blue position, and the attackers are just held. It's like a cage. They cannot actually aggress out of here unless they want to try and go and fight through the tunnel. It doesn't even matter. Quick Pete finds the third. Kodaft now left all alone inside of the garage. The Echo Drones, the Yokais, providing those concussion blasts, and he's just completely surrounded. Jinky shutting it down, and that's a successful round again for Project 100. They got their 6th from the board, and well, this looks like it might be a quick 7-2. They just need to find one more round. Just one more round, and it's over. That's nice and 3 points. Eternal, they have to win 4 in a row here to A, get any points from this matchup, and B, have a chance at winning. Because if we just look, these groups, obviously, they will... It's a single round robin, so each team plays all the other teams in the group once, and the top 4 go through, the bottom 2 do not go through. So looking at these Group D matchups that we have today, we are starting off with Eternal Synergy versus Project 100. Our next game will be Penta Sports against Team Tropics, a team that actually I haven't heard of before. And then ending it off with Team Pulse and Yod PlayStation. Obviously, we did see Yod in the previous season. We've seen quite a lot of these teams before, but there's also a lot of new faces that we haven't necessarily seen before. And this is an opportunity we didn't get in the first half either. A tertiary bomb site for the defenders. Obviously, Project 100, they don't have that chance to play the top floor or the basement again because they've won them within the past 2 rounds. And obviously, after 2 rounds, then you'll be able to play the site that you just won. But if you don't win it, then you can obviously play it straight away again. But Pete finds an opener, and it's all just spiraling downhill. Does get traded out, though, by Spyro. Pete just maybe overheating a little bit, getting a bit too aggressive. And Caesar maybe thinking about a run out himself, but being pressured from this top square double. Taking down Exia. Very easy kill for the Warden, who just manages to get that frag across. Lovely refire, though, from Sarmeister. makes it a 3 versus 3 yet again. We're seeing a lot of very early aggression from both of these teams, very early plays, and Rob is just the next member sneaking up the stairs, but he's been caught out. Jawa taking him down, and for once, Eternal have this player advantage. Fod, though, is on these stairs. It seems like Eternal might be aware of this. And indeed, he just is going to dip away back to the bomb site for now. Because there's still a chance here. Obviously, a lot of time for the defenders to play with. The track sting is coming through as well. But it is going to be this waiting game for Jinky and Fod, because they know they don't necessarily need to get too aggressive in this position. However, they also can't allow Eternal Synergy to just do whatever they like with this bomb site, because they have so much time. All of this vertical being opened up, everything is working in their favor, and Jinky gets aggressive on that square double, but just dips away. Hatch is opened up. Fod not successful with the impact trick. And more drones coming through as well, so information being gathered into the final minute. We have seen like 40 seconds burned away. Jinky and Fod are these last two players, and Fod's now rotated up the stairs. They seem to be aware of it, and Jawa collects on that kill. And Jinky's now in such a difficult position. He's been caught out on the drone, can't even find the first. Eternal Synergy, they stay alive with their third round in the game. It's now 6-3, round 10 awaits us.
Yeah, Eternal Synergy do just hold on to that. They stay in for this one more round, and well, it was a tough position, a tough situation for Project 100, 2 versus 3. And well, they got caught off on the rotate, and he put it to a 1 versus 1. It was just nothing fancy to it, nothing incredible. It was just simply just unlucky.
Yeah, information starting to come to fruition for Eternal Synergy, I suppose.
Which is one thing we pointed out, and one thing we noticed on their defense. They just played with such a lack of information, considering they brought Echo to nearly every site.
Yeah,
and they still lacked on information somehow. So the fact that they've clearly recognised it's a problem, and they're starting to adapt to it, is really, really promising.
Yeah, obviously you do have more opportunities to collect that as well. Obviously having 10 drones as an attack instead of just the 2 yokai drones, it's a lot more freeing. It's a lot easier as an attacker to get that information across.
Most definitely. One thing we do like to see though, Pastor, is that Eternal Synergy are bringing a Brava. We haven't seen her played in this match yet. We don't really see her play too much yet, as she's still being figured out in the best ways to play her, and well, the overall just what situations she needs to be brought into, what sites are the best. So it's nice to see her being brought, and well, if you didn't know what Brava does, well, she can her drones can hack any bit of utility on the defending side and then be used against them, which is always great. It's always what you want. Considering they have brought
especially a Capcan.
Especially a cat cam, we do love to see it. But they have brought a bulletproof, so
yeah.
I mean, the Brava is more than capable of hacking that bulletproof and using the information against the defenders, which I mean, I'd love to see. And it's a shame they didn't bring a Maestro either, because well, hacking a Maestro cam and Evil Eye.
They have an Echo. They have those yokai drones and also observation blockers, which we see here. Oh, never mind. Exia just whiffs, and actually the Brava drone gets taken down, but still the second one in pocket. However, yeah, the observation blockers could actually be even more useful than the bulletproof. Just block any of that utility coming through, or any of that intel coming through from the attack. But as it stands, both of those clutch drones, which is the very silly name that Brava's little hacky drones do have, they're called clutch drones. They've both been taken out without hacking a single bit of utility. And now Exia themselves has been taken down by Caesar, playing very aggressive on these top floor windows. And he's just going to go for a jump out. Jawa finds one, and actually he's not able to find the kill onto Koda after Spyro's Claymore is going to get the kill onto the Jaeger instead. And it's now Eternal Synergy. With a bit of a stroke of luck, they've managed to find this man advantage, with Fod being taken down incredibly low as well over on this Canto wall position, which is where you see him playing now with this elevator. Has to dip away into the front desk, often called Trump. They are in a very difficult situation, Project 100.
Most definitely, and they are now struggling to maybe struggle to counteract this Eternal synergy. Not even really aggression, just the way they're playing. They amp up the aggression and then they tone it right back in. They do it again. It's just the complete switch in pace of how the game is playing.
Yeah.
Is so it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I think Project 100 are struggling, but it does go to a 2 versus 4 Pasta, and well, things have gotten even more interesting.
Yeah, it almost seems like they're baiting out the peaks with this sort of feigned aggression. They're baiting Project 100 to sort of go into their own crosshairs. So very, very intelligent usage of how they're swinging. We can see Sa might be able to get that shield, I'm not entirely sure, but we do have the players jumping in onto square as well. The defenders need to be even more careful. However, they don't know of Rob's position. He has been flashed out though, and it's Sa and Spyro shutting things down in those final moments. Eternal Synergy, yet again, they stay alive with just one more. 6 rounds to 4 now, and suddenly Eternal, they only need 2 more rounds. This could possibly be doable for them to get to overtime, claim that point on the board for getting 6 rounds, and potentially even getting the win.
Well, we were saying earlier, Pastor, that coordination is key, especially for an attacking team. And on bank, and well, Eternal have showed us they've got that.
Yeah.
That last round is a prime example. Players playing in complete synergy, knowing exactly what their teammates are going to do, exactly what they need to do at the correct point at the specific time of the round. It's just on the coordination at the moment is amazing to see. Off to CEO though. We've seen this once, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, and we're going to be seeing it again.
No, this is the 3rd time we're seeing it.
3rd time, sorry.
Because they played it because they won it in round. They won it in their first defensive round, I think. In round number 7, and well, they just lost it in the previous one, so they're gonna go back. Yeah, so 50% win rate record, looking to make it 67 and not 33. Again, very similar composition from the defense. The attack bringing something very, very different.
Yeah, I mean, Nomad in play isn't unusual. You use air jabs, you get rid of the flanks, and, well, it's also a free kill if you're in a decent range of it, and, well, then the defender is on the floor, completely helpless. So it's always good to bring her. The floor is in play once again, get rid of enemy utility, uses explosive drones, anything that's in your way or can cause any harm to you, well, it's off the board near on instantly.
Yeah, Kodaft is going to find the first onto Caesar with a bit of a pre-fire, I assume, through that barricade. As a hot nick, so wonderful one for Observer, just trying to locate the position of that defender. It's a bit of a treasure hunt. Oh, we'll come back to that later. Fod, oh look at this angle that's been opened up though, thanks to the shots from Kodaft, could potentially end up spelling demise for Sarmeister, who is down in that ATMs. Exia is downed as well downstairs. And look at, oh, it's a frost mat. Pete's operator potentially not known. As Fod opens up this barricade fully to try and throw a C4 over the top of the pillar, but gets caught on that ledge. 90 seconds left in the round. Exia still down, being picked back up now, but still down to about 20 HP. Project 100 have got half the round to hold on here, because otherwise, Eternal Synergy, they'll be knocking at the door.
Most definitely. Eternal Synergy have made quite a significant switch here. They've gone from being what looked like quite an easy team to play against, and well, now Project 100 are struggling and of the highest degree against this attack of Eternal Synergy, and well, it's only going to get harder the closer we get towards the end of the round. With only a minute left now, Pastor, it's going to be tough for Project 100.
Yeah, and you know, we said the hardest rounds to win are the first and the last, and it seems like the latter of that is Project 100's downfall at the minute. Jawa, walking past his window, does not necessarily know of the position of Fod yet. However, with drones coming through, they will very quickly become aware. However, it is Rob who finds the opener for Project 100. Taking out Spyro, that's your ace down off the board, and Fod, oh, he looks the wrong way. And it's a very awkward engagement. Jawa does find it, however, Pete is on those marble stairs, does take down one, dips away with 4, but he can be found. Exia, on such low HP, does not want to risk going for that fight any further. However, Kodaft is in the bomb site, is spotted on that bulletproof camera. They should be aware of it, but Pete finds a double onto Exia. Rob, though, is downed in the meantime. A 2 versus 2 now, but there's no time. The diffuser, the clock even, has been ticking away while we've been at it. Kodaft has to cover from 3 separate angles. The Echo is obviously down, and Kodaft takes down Jinky. It's now Quick Pete in a 1 versus 2 to try and save this map for his team to stop it from going to 11 rounds, and he looks away at just the wrong time. Surmeister caught in the reload inside of that double door, can't find the shots. 20 seconds, and it's Surmeister to close things out, gets a collection, and finds Quick Pete as well. We're all the way to 12 now, and overtime knocking on the door.
Wow, what a round, Pastor. I mean, it all went a bit wrong towards the end. I mean, in mid-round, it looked quite hopeful for Project 100, ticking down the clock quite nicely. And, well, then the Cade of FOD looks the wrong way, and then Quick Pete also looks the wrong way. And, well, timing was the worst enemy for Project 100. And they did really struggle, again, to play against that Eternal Spirit attack in the early stages, in the early rounds, in the early stages of the attack. And, well, it's now proving that actually, just in case I'm stumbling over my words, Pastor. If it proves that just by having a poor defense doesn't mean you have a poor offense. They are really proving that they are a good team, and their attack wasn't their finest. Okay, their defense wasn't their finest. Sorry. Okay, they'll hit back on the attack. No questions asked. But off to the basement we go, which we saw Eternal Synergy didn't do too well on, and, well, neither did Project 100 really on the first time they played it. I don't think did they win it, and they might have, but if they did, it was very, very close. I think I can remember.
Yeah, I believe so, because then they lost open area, they lost top floor, and they just lost top floor again. I believe that's correct.
I think so as well. Well, Caesar had a punch hole. That's all we have to say.
Yeah. He's dipping away though, going back towards open area on the staff room, possibly looking to rotate around square, start some pressure over there, because there is the lone goyo of FOD on these square stairs, now being pressured from a lot of different angles, including that skylight, which he's now having to be aware of. Dips down through archives, and there's a lot of pressure from a lot of different places, but there's still presence from Project 100 on all floors of the map, as we can see Pete sneaking across through Janitor. And Kodaft hunting down Caesar, who is playing on this mid floor, does have some assistance, I believe, at least over on the marble stairs, as FOD has dipped himself back down to this area. And it is difficult. Pete nearly gets taken out as he's rotating downstairs. Now is assisting Caesar on this mid floor. They have the red pings, and what a kill, Kodaft. It's caught out though. Spyro does find the trade. FOD has to dip away now. Caesar still on this mid floor, I believe, not fallen away just yet, and is just sitting down behind here. Does have Rob's yokais to assist him in just securing that information, and they've got the red pings on the players of Spyro as well, down those main stairs as we head into the final minute. This is incredibly tense, 4 versus 4, as we head into this potential final round, or we get overtime.
This has just gotten so close, but Caesar doesn't want overtime. Caesar takes one down and puts it to a 4 versus 3, and one more comes out by FOD, a 4 versus 2. The side of Project 100, they don't want overtime. They want to close this out as fast as possible. Might not have been as clean as they want it past her, but, well,
Hey,
they've
3
made it
points
work
is
for
3 points, that's for sure. There's a scrappy gunfight here inside of open area. Starmeister's resorted to the pistol, and he's got no bullets. He gets dashed and knifed. Spyro did take down Fod in the meantime, but still, with 3 players left to find to save this map for Eternal Synergy, and oh, lovely flick onto Caesar. That's a difficult thing to do on a controller. However, he doesn't opt to take the diffuser. He's just running for it. He's found a quad. Rob the hero, the last player alive, and a hero he is. Stops the clutch, ends the game here. 7 rounds to 5. Project 100 just about to get the win on the board. But man, that looked close. Spyro did his damnedest to get that one.
That was edge of my seat. I was on the edge of my seat. That was a moment where I thought, "There's no way, right?" And then it almost happened, and I couldn't believe that it almost happened. Luckily, Rob was there to shut him down and to close out the match, but it was far, far, far too close. Well, Product 100 won 4 or 2-0 then, as they did play Eternal Synergy prior to the match in another league.
Yeah.
So they are 2-0 against them at the moment, which is interesting. And, well, Eternal Synergy have got some work to do, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a little bit. It's a heartbreaking loss. It's closer than that Oregon game. Let's not forget. And honestly, I thought Spyro might have done that with the ace, but yeah, just not to be. Only finds 4 kills. Only 4 kills in the round.
Only, yeah.
Yeah, but Rob certainly living up to that the hero part in his name. Gets that one across the board. And I'm loving the correction there. A hot Nick's obviously observing and producing for us today. But let's not waste any more of your time here. We've still got 2 games to come up this evening. We'll just head to a short break, but after that, it's Penta versus Tropical Team Tropics, Tropical something or other. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a few. Welcome back. We're on Oregon. We had a little bit of a longer wait. I'm still Pastor. I'm still joined by Velocity.
Hello.
Yeah, we have these 2 teams, Penta Sports versus Tropics, and we are going to Oregon. Obviously, our favorite map.
Yeah. Yeah, our favorite map, Pastor. We've seen too much of it in our previous casts, and we can't get away from it in ESA.
No. The
Physically
4th
possible.
Oregon of the group stage so far. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to when I never have to see Oregon again. No.
The fateful day it gets taken out of the map pool will be the best day.
It's just a very, especially in Tier 4 and these sort of console leagues, it's very, very standard. There's not really much room for innovation. It plays like if you have Tier 1, the teams actually like do new stuff. But
yeah, very true.
But it's very cookie cutter. You kind of see the same stuff over and over again, which is what's earned it the nickname either Boregan or Snoregan, depending on how cool you are. You use Snoregan if you're cool. But either way,
is that why you use Boregan?
No, I say Snoregan.
Well, looking at the bands and Pasta, Thatcher and Ying come off the board, and the third coming in is Goyo.
Well, actually, Goyo's an interesting one. Thatcher and Ying, not so much.
Yeah, Goyo interesting, but not out of the ordinary. I mean, he on this map, especially if you're looking at sort of the Kid Storm or even Laundry, his canisters can be very, very useful and and annoying to play against. However, a bit of an out of an order one, Mozzie coming out here. We don't see Mozzie banned too much, so clearly this side of I think it's Penta starting on the defense doesn't want to play against Mozzie or play with Mozzie. Either or. Off to Laundry first, then no Pasta. Quite.
Yeah.
Again, standard as you said.
Mm-hmm. but it is that primary bomb site really. I'm liking the Rainbow's Magic Kaid from Tim that we can see, the operator icon. Very cool. We like those Rainbow's Magic skins. Obviously, not necessarily allowed in comp, but they are pretty cool. Nice and pink and happy and everything.
Yeah, they are nice. They are pink. They are happy, and well, that won't set that's one thing. Those three things, Pastel, will be the things that we are not at the end of this match of casting Oregon.
Well, I might be pink.
Well, we might be.
Mainly because of sunburn, but you know, it's so hot, Lewis. It's so hot.
It is. Oh. Absolutely boiling, and yet I'm still sat here in a jumper.
Yeah, I don't know why you are.
Why not?
I don't understand it. Like, it's just so hot. It's just so unbelievably hot. But looking towards this, we do have a little bit of a roam, but Tiro actually, as I say that, just dipping back down to the bomb site. Very worried, sort of defending like we've seen from Penta, and I'm scared because it's kind of what we saw from Eternal Synergy in that previous map where they sort of played back. Rise very close to this door. They spotted the player on the white stairs, but he does dip away. Tiro finds that one. Tim, though, taken very low, but it's actually the opening kill from Shliwu, taking out Rise with the shotgun close. They just weren't really prepared for the mute to be on that close angle. So with 1 minute off the board, pretty much, it's actually Penta who find themselves in that advantageous position, having found the opening pick.
Yeah, Penta already proven to be the strong roster. Tim, as you mentioned, just a sliver of HP, about 20 to 25, I'd make that. And well, now only with 1 minute and 50 seconds left, a bit longer than sorry, a bit longer maybe the side of Penta would want to waste, but nonetheless, it's not.
What?
They aren't getting the hatches open, and we are seeing some questionable whiffs on the barricade, but nonetheless, doesn't matter. The Penta player, Tiro, does find one, instantly refragged by Blacks. However, there is one more in Freezer he is unaware of.
Yeah, activated the glasses, but then just pushed up before the effect had fully taken hold, meant that he was still unprepared for that kill to come through. The RCE Rotero from the Flores of Black, just going to push back that last defender who was playing inside of Freezer. You do still have one playing a bit closer up on top of that box on the left-hand side. However, it is also being watched by the mirror of Nesto, who's just placed that black mirror by the A-bomb chassis, and Relics now has to try and cross, gets at least a bit of hard breach. Cross does get that secured away. The mirror window will not survive too much longer, but neither will Relic as the C4 comes through. Shliwu with a lovely double kill, taking out Black with the SMG-11. Now it's just Quasari left in the 1v4. Finds the first. Shliwu going down, but with 30 seconds and 3 players still left to find, it does not look likely. Can't even get the first. Tim, TCSG in hand from the pillar, shuts it down, and that's Penta Sports' successful first round.
That was very well played from Penta. Yes, they didn't waste as much time as they intended to on the roam, but I mean, it doesn't really matter because Tropics really did stall out on opening the hatches, and they couldn't really get anything open considering they had no impact EMPs left, or I didn't know if they brought any in the first place. I didn't notice that. So it just kind of slowed everything down. They had 1 minute and 50 left, and well, they kind of panicked because they couldn't get those hatches open. And well, you need to get the hatches open if you're playing laundry, guys. Come on. So they kind of panicked and well, then walked straight into the sort of Penta trap in Freezer. They tried to funnel through, and it didn't work. They had 3 members of Penta all watching the head holes, and it just they got picked apart one by one, 1v1s, and then it ended up in Penta taking the round. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and now back up to this top floor. Obviously, they can't go to the basement again because they just won it. They're going to have to wait until round number 4 before they play that bomb site again. We're seeing observation blockers being used by the Jaeger of Tim, obviously one of those operators that does have this new gadget in hand, and being used in conjunction with those mute jammers to completely deny the information of the drone. So not able to get through the blocker because of the mute jammer. They can't see through So they just kind of have to guess or at least face check into this. And while you've got the shield in Attic, it's going to be very, very difficult to play against this position if you're an attacker.
Most definitely. And this site up here can be quite a difficult one to attack if you don't bring the correct people or have the correct people on the correct operators. It is a bit of a tough situation for Tropics, and they have to play their cards right. Nonetheless, Wamai is going to be walking up the tower stairs sneakily, trying to go for a flank. Does shoot the air jab, and they're unaware. He finds one. Can he find one more? Yes, he can. Karma finds two, opening it up for Penta.
What a start to the round. Karma going huge there. 2 big picks, and that's the power of those flanks. And even though they had the air jab, they did not hear it get shot out. And it leads to their demise. So very difficult start here for the side of Tropics. There's now Tiro's just going to be getting some more information. They've spotted the Ace of Relics on that window. And yeah, he just has to dip away because they have the red pings. They knew the information. He's gotten shot from Karma. He's everywhere. He's read them like a book, and he's found a triple on the round. Ryzen Black now. The last 2 attackers remaining for the side of Team Tropics. It's a tricky, tricky situation. And Karma's still hunting for more. Just peeking out through this big window. Black finds Tim in the meantime. And Karma can't get too aggressive here because you do have this pressure from Armory. You do have this pressure from the big window. They are actually kind of closing in on the bomb site. And a lovely pick from Black, but does get shut down eventually by Shliwu. Finds his 3rd of the game, and Karma tries to find a quad in the round. Instead, now going to just be preparing for that rotation. Instead, Rise heads up to the roof, tries to go around that way, looking towards those top main stairs, but it's been read. Shliwu with the, I think it was a pre-fire? Nope, just heard the drop and shuts him down. And Penta, strong start, 2 rounds on the board. But again, we saw a very strong start in the last game from Project 100, and that went all the way to 12. It's certainly not likely. It's certainly not done just from these 2 rounds. Despite how well Penta have looked, there's always 2 halves to a game of Siege, and there's always adaptations when you get to that second rotation in the half.
Oh, you have absolutely nailed it on the head there,
Thank you.
Pasta, and I couldn't say it better myself. But I mean, the opener. Can we just talk about the opener for Penta there?
Yeah, go for it.
Tropics have got an air jab on tower stairs, and yet Karma has walked up tower stairs, shot the air jab, and found 2. How have Tropics not heard that he shot the air jab? It's kind of just a bit, I wouldn't say disappointing, just unusual. No one even reacted. It wasn't like he shot it and straight away ran.
He might have had the suppressor on his on the MP5K, which obviously is going to do a lot of help for that. Obviously, just so you guys at home know, we cannot hear the game audio, so we're kind of guessing. I'm assuming he probably had. I
mean, you'd have to assume she would know it's an extended barrel.
Interesting. Okay.
So unless they were Maverick tricking, or not Maverick tricking, sorry, unless they were just using the Maverick torch, the blowtorch, and it was kind of like a sound cue, but surely you hear the gunfire over that. But no, it's not like he shot it and ran up. He shot, waited a second, and ran up, and then found 2. It was so out of the ordinary strange. I mean, very well played, and he also read the round extraordinarily well to find the 3rd, and will go to find the 4th, but he didn't quite get it. I've been waffling past her, but Penta have already found their opener.
Yeah, Shliwu finds that kill. The player just walking in green, unaware of the position of the Solis that was Shliwu. And he's still looking for more here on these back tower stairs. The RC Eurotera going to force him away. But he's still getting aggressive. P90 in hand. It's a very good weapon. Goes for the run out. Karma in the meantime has found one. And Shliwu thinks the better of it. Instead is going to be looking for the push of Black, and actually finds out Sampi on this top floor, not able to get the kill onto Black. Triple kill denied, but it's just Ryzen Black now in a 2 versus 4, and we haven't even seen half of this round go, and Tropics already down to less than half of their players.
Yeah, Tropics really struggling to play against the side of Penta. I mean, yes, they have gotten one, and it was so it's quite a crucial pick off the board, but a bit too late, if you ask me here. I mean, the Surge has no impact whatsoever when there's only 2 players left. The only thing the Surge can do is now run around and absolutely frag out. Shots are taken, though, by the Glads, and they aren't landed. Blitzer swing comes out.
Oh, Black!
And he finds 2! That's 2 of the Penta players out, and it puts it to a 2 versus 2. Black and Rise, the last 2 left, Pastor. What an insane, insane play.
Oh, but this is what Karma does. Going for these flanks, Tim finds Rise, and now Karma shoots that assurance. This time, though, Black's ready for it. He's prepared. He knows the type of tricks that Karma is going to go for, and Lightning does not strike twice. Black's found his way into the bomb site. It's a quad kill. Karma nearly caught from behind, had to impact the castle barricade. Black might be in a position to go for a plant here, obviously. Now this impact has been opened up. He's going to be looking left and right. Karma tries to find the shots. Black on for an ace in a 1v2, and he finds it! How on earth have Penta let that happen?
I was saying that Tropics looked to be struggling against this side of Penta.
That was a 2 versus 5.
That was a 2 versus... I was saying, Pastor, how have Tropics... Tropics were struggling to play against this side of Penta a little bit, but clearly Black doesn't have a problem coming out with an ace into the 3rd round, and, well, gives Tropics their 1st round on the board, and, well, I mean, that double kill was very, very nice.
Yeah, well, the double kill on green.
Yeah, it was a sight to behold, and, well, it really shows that Blacks isn't one to underestimate. He is going to clearly be a key player and a catalyst for this roster. I mean, that double kill set everything off. Yes, it was a 2 versus 5, but nonetheless, just because of those 2 kills, it allowed them to claw back what was left in this round, and, well, they claw back what was left of the round, and they go on to win it, and they get their 1st round on the board against Penta.
Yeah, something that was crucial there, I think, is not being caught out by the flank again. They heard the Claymore being shot, and Black immediately pre-fired that angle, and it just forced Karma away to a different position. If Karma's able to get that kill onto Black, and then Rise left in a 1 versus 2, obviously we know what happens in the end is Tim takes down Rise. So that was honestly the monumental factor. They didn't get caught out a second time.
Well, looking at your screen then, the people at home, and, well, even Pastor on your screen as well, we are seeing the community vote coming out here, and it's 90% to Penta, 10% to Tropics. That is mental.
Yeah,
I mean, clear of the favourites.
And they've looked strong, obviously safe from that previous round, which, let's face it, they were still dominant in. They just let it get away from them. They still looked like they had a very, very strong position. But Black played that pretty much perfectly in the 1 versus 2.
Most definitely, and
Penta was still strong. Like, it should be 3-0 right now, really.
Oh, most definitely. I think it just came down to a bit of over-aggression, but surely this doesn't happen, right? Surely this can't happen. There's 2, but but he finds 1. No. Surely he can't find the 2nd. No, he's forced to move off Pastor. A flash goes out though, and it's fully now all the way back down tower stairs.
Still a strong position, though, on this corner of Pillar. And with a minute gone, Tropics, again, they can't get any of this map control. They've only just sort of gained this T1 sort of area, and they don't still seem fully sure of it. Now they're aggressing down those tower stairs, but this is all they have. There's nothing towards sort of Freezer. And Schleier's just walked up, found a second, finds a triple kill on the round, still pushing for more, shut down by Relict. But still, that's aggression that's just way too far, and Tim's back up the Freezer stairs, finds another Klizari going down. It's going to need to be another ace, another clutch for a member of Tropics, but this time it's a 1 versus 4. Relict can't even find first. Hero, the SMG-12, goes way too hard in this situation. And Penta back again at this aggressive style of play.
That we were talking about the aggression from Penta early on in the game, and they obviously struggled with it in the not last round, the round before, where it was the 2 versus 5, and well, they've come back swinging, hitting hard, and that aggression is winning them rounds and winning them gunfights nonetheless. And it was, as you said, there was 1 versus 4, and well, because of the aggression, Relic struggled to find the let alone the level 3. And he didn't even find the first, so the aggression is key here. Well, back to Kid Storm we go.
I still can't believe Shiru found 3 in that situation. It's just insane.
It is. Oh, it is. But he hasn't got a shotgun this time round. He's back on the Frost.
Well, he's got the secondary.
Well, he's got a secondary shotgun, but I mean, if he can find through with 3 bullets, fair play to him. He deserves it.
Oh yeah, that thing is a pain in the backside to use.
Yeah.
It just rotates.
Not even that. It's just head holes. It takes so long to make rotates.
Yeah. Well, actually, it depends on the map. Like Oregon top floor especially is pretty good when it comes to walls, but like other maps, for some reason the walls are just awful to try and like make rotates in. They just take so long.
I agree with you. Nonetheless, though, Tim picking up the shotgun this time, and well, we've seen. Oh no! Surely the war.
Okay.
Surely the warden does.
Getting a bit too big for his boots, as well. There's no one on that side of the map. He does find the opening pick though. Sampete wanders into garage, not care in the world, and well, should have at least cared about the presence of the warden downstairs. That's a very good pick to take off the board early. Your buck is gone. That's all of your vertical pressure because they don't have any grenades with them. The attack now is going to need to focus on those lateral gunfights, and they can't connect them. Shliwu, Tiro find one apiece, and now it's a 2 versus 5. I feel like I've said that sentence far too many times in this map so far, and Tim's looking for more. Finds a kill with the SMG-11. Rise left in a 1v5, and he's only got 0 kills. Now finds 2 players down, so they go for the jump out of the game's window. A couple of pity frags, and these defenders are kind of just handing themselves on a platter here. They need to just play back now, because two more picks on these, almost 3 picks on the runouts, and Rise is looking in a good position.
Yeah, I mean, it is a 1 versus 3,
they
and
need
well,
to chill.
easily they need to chill because this is now in a position where it is so easily winnable compared to when it was the 1 versus 5, where it was quite highly unlikely. This is still very, very winnable for Rise. With only a minute and 20 seconds left on the clock, he still has to retrieve the diffuser, but it is just down in front of him in his eyesight. And well, a swing comes out, and he finds a shot to find his triple, taking down Shliwu, and well, diffuser now retrieved. And now it's a 1 versus 2 pasta. Again, I was saying it before, very easily winnable now.
Yeah, Rise has done a good job at isolating that 1v1 gunfight. This time, though, Nesto and Karma look like they might be set up for a little bit of a crossfire, make it difficult for Rise to isolate those 1v1s, those one-on-one gunfights that make it just so winnable in these clutch situations. He's opening things up. He's going to try and get the shield, and indeed does pop that with the Ash charge. And Nesto's now so low, and he's able to find the quad! Nesto's on 1 HP, and Rise has 11 bullets left in the mag. Nesto now 1 versus 1. This will be a 1v5, but the T5 SMG is just too good. Nesto claws it back from the jaws of defeat. And Tropics, they cannot get their second round on the board. But my oh my, did that look so damn scary.
This just proves what over-aggression can do. They over-aggress just that little bit too much, and well, it gave Rise a quad, and then to put it into a 1 versus 4, not only that, is the player literally a slither of health. A feather could have killed him. It was just too close. It honestly is a shame that Rise just couldn't land that first bullet, and the Legion was just that 1 step ahead. And I mean, Penta really now have to watch out. This is... the Tropics are showing what they're capable of when faced with over-aggression, and well, this over-aggression can and will be the end of Penta.
Well, I don't necessarily think it's over-aggression when you get to that 1 versus 3. Like, at that point, they're holding positions well. Yeah, maybe Shliwu maybe over-aggressive a little bit, but in the 2 versus 1, they're sitting back. They're doing exactly what they should be doing, holding these angles to try and get the crossfire. But Rise does so well to isolate that position, isolate that gunfight. It's perfectly played by the Ash.
It is, and I've got to agree with you. It was
like the first 2 picks, Tiro and Tim, that's absolutely just a stupid mistake. But the other 2 kills, you cannot fault Penta. Like, yeah,
Oh, you
sure,
can't.
maybe just get the kill, lol. But like, it's not. It's obviously not as easy as that. And Rise did so well to shut down those crossfires, stay in positions where they only take one gunfight at a time.
I have to agree with him. Penta isn't at fault at all in the 1 versus 3, the 1 versus 2, yeah, or the 1 versus 5. Sorry, yes. When the 2 players jumped out, I mean, come on, guys, you know better than that. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, it just got very, very, very close, and well, it's not as well. Let's be honest, no one wants to get that close, considering when you're in a 1 versus 5. But Rise did an excellent job, but nonetheless, we're off the kitchen meeting past one site that we are quite familiar with now, I'd have to say.
Yeah, tertiary site quite often for a lot of teams as dining's fallen out of favour for a lot of the world. Obviously, you do still see it played sometimes, but definitely meeting, just because of how more connected your top floor roam can be, is now taking that favour over the that site on the western side. And they've now noted the position of the vigil as well, and did get taken down. Nesto finds one. Sampy though with a trade, making a 4 versus 3. Now 3 versus 3 as Karma up from behind takes one down. Tim as well from the bomb site gets aggressive, drops the diffuser. Now it's a 2 versus 3, and there's still these angles being held. Black through the wall takes down Tim, at least to an injured state. Can get picked back up though by his teammate, gets behind safety, and Karma is going to be this next protocol for the attack, for this pressure, but does get caught on drone, does a little bit of damage to Klazari, but can't get too aggressive. It's the RCE Rotero to close down that kill onto Tim, locks that one out into a 2 versus 2. And this aggression just looks like it's continuing. More flashbangs come through. Nesto finds one. Klazari left 1 versus 2. But again, we've seen what these players can do in these clutch situations. We saw that ace coming through from Black, but this time it's not to be. Nesto shuts it down for a 5-1 half. Penta looking so very dominant on this defense. And save for heroics from Black in round number 3, we could be looking at a flawless half here, Lewis.
Yeah, you know what? I have to agree with you. This could be a flawless half moving here, but I mean, Penta. That was just such a scrappy round. It wasn't a clean round. It was just a little bit of damage. Oh, then a kill, and then just some damage and some kills. But again, it was the tertiary site, as you've just mentioned, and you can't always expect it to be the cleanest of rounds, as we've seen previously on other sites like Laundry and Kidstorm. But I mean, a win is a win, is it not? It puts Penta just 2 rounds away from the 3 points, from taking the win over Tropics, and you can't fault them. They took it. It might not be in the most spectacular fashion, but they did just that. Well, 5-1 split then past Stern, where we now see Tropics on the defense, and they are off to Kidstorm now.
Yeah, up to the top floor. Again, the basement and the top floor kind of interchangeable when it comes to what the primary side is, but the other option will usually be a team's second protocol when it comes to defending, and it only becomes the mid-floor sites, or sorry, the ground floor sites, I suppose, for those tertiaries, because they're just not as strong as the top floor and the basement.
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh, I'm seeing a Brava. I am
seeing a Brava.
I like the Brava, especially obviously we're seeing the observation blockers coming out from the Jaeger again. This time it's obviously relicked as the sides have switched, and after these 6 rounds, Tropics are now on the defending side. I'm not entirely sure what Tiro's doing there, but hey, you know what? We move on past it.
This looks like
early pressure actually towards the bottom white.
I was not saying it just looked like a very bottom white dependent attack with maybe just, you know, your standard, we're going to open up the game's wall, and nonetheless it is just looking like a very lobby bottom white take. And while we're saying this, and there's one player in Armory already walking up, and he hasn't found one just yet, but isn't going to be met with anyone just yet other than the Wamai, and he's found one.
Sampy gets taken down there far too easily. He just was not aware of the Twitch's position, but while he's trying to take out the observation blocker, Black with a lovely swing takes him down instead. So it's a 4 versus 4 now. After a minute has fallen, the dust settles, and we're in a fairly even situation. Breach starting to be opened up, Relic forced away by the drones that do come through, and it's just angles being held, making sure that the attackers cannot find any entrance towards the bomb site itself. GCSG does work well on those close angles, but none of the shots able to land as Tiro finds another.
Yeah, Penta are proven to be once again the dominant
Hello?
side. Some shots whiffed onto the
How is that not a
Legion of
headshot?
Raid. How's that not a headshot, as you just said? Hit reg is still a bit of an issue, but we're talking about this. C4 goes out, and Tiro does claim one more.
Oh,
And
Tiro!
claims one more to find his triple. It's a 1 versus 3 for Black. He's been in a similar situation before, but he won't get to find it again as Tiro claims his 4th of the game. Of the round, sorry.
Yeah, Super Shorty versus Mossberg. What gun will win? Well, apparently it's the Super Shorty.
Apparently so.
Apparently that's... yeah. Don't know about that one, Chief, but hey, Penta, they found a match point, and even though we started a bit late to this game, we might be finished pretty soon. Obviously, you know, the last game got to a 6-2 position, and it still went all the way to 12, but I mean, this one just looks so different. Penta dominant on attack and defense. Tropics not able to really get anything going. Their only round win is due to a clutch.
Yeah. And I mean, what a clutch it was.
True.
Nonetheless, I have to really, I think this match could be, we could be seeing it go, well, finish, sorry, very quickly. With a potential 7-1, I mean, Penta have just proven to be so dominant and just an outstanding roster, outstanding players individually. And I mean, the coordination is completely on point. The players know exactly what they're doing, when they're doing it, and at the second they need to. It is just absolutely outstanding to see. Well, off to laundry we go. Warden is just going to stand on the hatch, not going to reinforce it just yet. Maybe a controller disconnected. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah. It's looking like a fairly quick rush from Penta. They want to finish this one quickly. We have the blitz of Nesto, and they're all gearing up towards the bunker, towards blue. However, the Shimika launchers from the Tachanka of Relics are going to hold them off from this position. You've got shotgun close as well, courtesy of Sampi. And it's going to hold back this attack for quite a while, prepping the C4. And it might get thrown from behind barrels. It's actually Rise who finds the first. Sampi, so very dangerous. Relic taken down, no more Tachanka, but Rise still on this ground floor. Has found a double, taken out Tiro, taken out Nesto. That is the blitz gone as well. The spearhead of this attack from Penta taken down early, and they're now scrabbling to try and find what's left. And they still need to be worried about this Warden, who's able to find a triple. Threads the needle onto the head of Tim, completely deletes him out of the round. And Penta, they're kind of at a loss of what to do here. Just Karma and Shliwu left.
This isn't the Penta we've seen in previous rounds. This is a Penta that maybe got a bit too comfortable when, well, now Tropics is giving them a very good
Well, you've got to go for the blitz rush. Surely?
Oh, you have to, don't you? But, I mean, you said it before. We saw the last match go to a 6-2, and we still saw 12 rounds. I mean, it's every possibility, and Penta should probably be taking this a bit more seriously, but nonetheless, IQ sneaking down laundry, no one on the mirror windows, and while this could very easily be a free kill if no one is aware, no one's found with the mirror back on the windows, but still unaware of the IQ. That's just up laundry. Sledge struggling, but Rise finds his 4th, threads the needle once again. Can he find the ace? He's been in this same position once. Problem is on the other end of it, and Rise finds it. Rise, you can't be doing this. This is an official match. This isn't a scrim. This isn't ranked, but he finds the ace. Rise, the key player for Tropics.
Yeah, I mean,
we need to take a moment, I think.
That's insane. Like, but the thing is, again, both of these round wins have been from aces.
Yeah.
They haven't found a round where a player hasn't aced.
100%
So,
ace rate.
You know, maybe find a bit more consistency for Tropics, because you can't rely on players acing every single round.
Oh, most definitely, and well, I mean, just wow. He was in an ace position before when he was in a 1 versus 5 and it went to a 1 versus 1, and now he got the 4K. Did just come up short on that one, but now he's just got an ace. He is stepping it up. What's next? 6K?
But Black and Rise are the two players that have aces and have won rounds pretty much on their own. The other players combined to a total of 5 kills. Shut down Black and Rise, and it's pretty much a done deal on the round.
Yeah, it is interesting to think that their only rounds have come from aces as well. The only times they've ever even got close to winning a round either.
Hang on a minute. Relic's got the Super 90.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
What
Super 90 in Super 90 in hand.
The Sniper 90. Let's go. I have not seen this gun used in so long.
Nor have I played it either.
No, taken me back to when I first started playing Siege.
I might have to play it in our ranked games later. It doesn't matter though.
Oh god.
We're already in the building. Penta looking to play aggressive. Does punch the wall to maybe see if he can get any line of sight. But Scumpy.
Yeah. He might be able to see the Hell Presence reduction, but he's not got the gadget activated, looking the wrong way entirely. He's let Shliwu just walk past, and the Banshee will give that away. Sampy not able to find the angle though onto Shliwu underneath. Still going hunting as the nades are being prepped. And it's a scrappy gunfight, but he wins it out. Shliwu going down early. And the rest of Penta, now that entire sort of western side clear that they were doing just on the back of the sneakiness of the knock from Shliwu, now that can't come into fruition. They need to either send 2 players ideally over to that side and really weaken this eastern side push, or they need to just fully hard commit to this master side take, and either one of those options doesn't sound ideal. But Tim does go downstairs, tracks down Sampy, takes him out of the round, and Tiro taken out Rise. That's the Warden gone, as they have now found a second angle of attack. Just need to be careful of Klazari, who does try to go for that pre-fire, doesn't stick it though, and now Tiro is aware of that angle, does not want to repeat.
Kazari a bit stuck here in attic. Then he's got the ace watching for the main breach, and then and basically everyone else around him. But nonetheless, Black does try and swing, take some shots, isn't found, and well, he's gonna jump in. What's the Iana doing? Tiro, what are you doing? Black claims Tiro, when well now it's all going a bit wrong in a 2 versus 3 now for Tropics, and a 1 versus 3. Sorry, Penta surely to close this out, but Black has something to say about it. Injures 1, and well, down but not out just yet, not to be claimed.
Thomas doesn't know.
1 more. Black, how does he know? It's only 1 left to keep his team in this for just 1 more round.
Black does get the collection though onto Nesto. Tim, now the last one alive. Relic's still downed, but definitely not going to be recovered. Still providing a little bit of information until being finally taken down by the L8 of Tim. But now he knows that Black is going to be playing around this angle. Can't swing round the corner though. And Black shuts it down yet again. A clutch coming through from Tropics, from Black in particular, to get their 3rd round on the board, and Penta struggling to find their 7th. And again, we see that match point. They've had like 5 match points, and well, this is their 3rd of 5. If they can't get this one, it's starting to look a little bit dangerous, maybe, just maybe. If they lose this round, you should probably be taking a timeout just to calm things down, talk things through, because I'm not liking this. Tropics are looking to sort of set into a rhythm, and especially now this tertiary's coming through as well from Tropics. This is where Penta have the opportunity to shut things down, because if they don't, well, it's looking scary.
Just again, 3rd round on the board for Tropics, and it was a clutch from Black, and again, he's keeping his team in this, and they're fighting for just 1 more round, and they stay alive for just 1 more, and it's just it's just crazy. But Scumpy's left. He's disconnected, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what the standard procedure is here. I'm just gonna wait on production. I'm assuming something will happen, but maybe not.
Oh, it looks like we're going to continue playing.
Yeah.
Past which I mean, Tropics are already at a disadvantage, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, let's put it wasn't Rise or Black, so if it's a clutch situation, it's fine. They're fine. They'll win it.
Yeah. Because
Cast careful,
Sampy
touch wood.
did find the opener in that previous round. It was a massive part of how they were able to win it out. And not having him here is a bit of
Doesn't matter.
a shock. No, it doesn't matter apparently, because Bryce
Can we
swings.
just take a minute from the gameplay? Black is on 14 kills.
Yep.
What is this?
Okay. Vertical pressure though from Rise still upstairs. They're trying to get this breach open early, but they have to contest this top floor because you still have the players upstairs. You've got two of them, in fact, Relic and Rise. Obviously, Fazari and Black still on this ground floor as well, making it very, very difficult to press through. But they need to clear this vertical position, because otherwise they're not going to be able to enter the bomb site. They're not going to be able to get anything done. Tim takes down Klazari. Black, though, does find the trade. Shliwu taking out Relic on that top floor. Rise is still up here, but now his attention is diverted to those white stairs. Meanwhile, Black has had to rotate through green. Shliwu might be aware of this position. Depends, though, how far he can go with it. Finds the kill. Now a 1 versus 3 for Rise. This time, he's the one that has to try and clutch it up to save his team. Nades coming through. Flashbangs as well. He's completely blinded up here. And the push can just fully go through over to the other side. Nesto's starting to get the plant down, and this one looks like it might just be over. Nesto now finally completes it. 40 seconds, make it about 30 before Rise is fully out of a chance. Obviously, it takes 7 seconds to get that counter defusal fully across, and still 3 players left to find. 3 players that have been finding a lot of impact on the scoreboard, all of them positive in their KDs. And it's just a lowly little Rise being pressured up on this top floor. Shliwu's going hunting. Now 10 seconds pretty much, and they can't get it done. Nesto shuts things down from this top down angle. The drop came through, and that's Penta. They didn't necessarily have a great season 5. You know, this is a team that have won ESA Cup before. They went out in the first round of playoffs. Obviously, top 16 is pretty good, but they want to be finding even more of an impact. They want to be hitting that stride, and finding this 7-3 win here is very, very good for actually getting that across.
It starts their season off swinging, Pastor, and what a way to start your season off as well. 7-3.
On Snorrigan. As we can see officially on the overlay down there, it is Snorrigan, officially.
Oh, I love that. I didn't see that. That is amazing. Yeah, we are just what a way to start the season. And when you're thinking about it, 7-3 ain't bad, but some things need to be worked on. Being those a bit of the over-aggression through all 3 rounds, coming from a little bit of over-aggression and allowing the players to clutch, essentially.
Yeah,
which isn't what you want at all.
No, absolutely not. We've had some insane clutches, a couple aces in there sprinkled through the mix to get 2 of Tropics' 3 rounds, but it didn't matter in the end. They still got taken down pretty swiftly by Penta Sports. However, we do still have another game on the way. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss this one, because it will be Team Pulse versus Yod Esports PS. Again, we'll see you in a few minutes. Hopefully, we actually start on time this time, but hey, we can't promise anything. You don't leave, please. Please don't go. Okay. Bonjour, bonjour. Welcome back to the stream. Game number 3 of the night is going to be Team Pulse versus Yod Esports. I'm still Pastor. I'm still joined by Velocity, unfortunately. And we've got another game to play for you here. Yod. Yoid. Nice. I don't remember Team Pulse last season. I'm gonna check to see if the rosters. I've never heard of any of these players. Okay, I'm like maybe they changed. Maybe they changed team. Okay, they were Demon X Gaming. In case anyone's seen those in other leagues, but yeah, I don't think they played in the ESA last season. That's for sure. Yeah, and let's have a look at the map, Vito, while we're at it. Drum roll, because I swear if we have another Oregon, I am going to cry. But it's Cafe Dostoevsky. Pretty cool.
Do love myself a bit of Cafe. I don't know about
Yeah.
yourself, but my oh my, it is a very, very nice map. And well, it can be played in all in kinds of weird and wonderful ways. So it is just going to be a case of who's the better team.
Pardon?
Your laptop is still downstairs.
Okay.
But while we wait,
I'm
then
on camera.
we should. I think we should head over to community votes. I don't know about yourself, Pastor. While we wait for the players to get in, while we wait for the players to get ready, let's head over to the votes.
Yeah, we'll see who thinks they're going to win, because I again don't know either of these teams, but it seems like the community likes Yod.
Yeah, I'll you know what? I'll settle the community and say Yard is going to win then.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I didn't actually catch what side they were starting on, but
I believe it was the attack.
I believe, yeah. But if they're able to get a good 3 rounds on the attack, then we might see them take the game after all. Obviously, the defense is a lot heavier, is heavily favored on Cafe Dostoevsky, and we haven't seen it yet in the group stage, I don't believe. So it's a similar situation with Bank, where we don't really know what we're going to get from it. It's just going to be a new experience. But looking towards the last season, Cafe Dostoevsky was pretty heavily defend-decided. Actually, only about 51%, but still very, very still the favor lands with the defense, and we had quite a few rounds to base that off of. So to the snowy streets of Moscow is where the final match of today will be headed. Team Pulse versus Yod Esports, Cafe Dostoevsky, and we're into the operator Vito.
Yeah, well, into the band phase we go then.
Predictions.
And, well,
who do you think we're going to see?
Who do I think we're going to see?
Yeah,
I think we have to see a Dokubi for the first ban. She's just so OP, and I was going to say Flores for the second.
Oh,
but
sure you were.
Yeah, definitely was going to. Nonetheless, Flores comes out as our first ban, and I think second again, I'm going to say it again, has to be Dokubi, but Flores...
it could be a knock.
It could be a knock, yeah. I think Flores is just quite the default ban now on this map.
Yeah.
Utility-based is the map. The map is so utility-based.
Yeah.
And Flores counters that next to perfectly. So, why not ban him? Simple, and the second ban is a knock, as you said, Pastor. Okay, I'll let you have it. You're good at your predictions. If you're that good, what's the next one going to be?
Not a Scooby. Absolutely no idea.
I think it's Army, I think.
Yeah, it could be. Obviously, it could be like a Solus, or but it will be his Army. Yeah, obviously, there's so many popular defender bans. Obviously, Valkyrie and Solus are the two that I'm sort of looking at. But you could even ban like Jaeger if you wanted to. This map.
Jaeger does kind of clear out that Shoko spot, but on the top floor. But nonetheless, we see the Solus come out, as you said. Again, this is very standard, very default for CAF now. It's Flores to counter the utility, not because she's annoying to play against and to get rid of the frags. Azami could, on the top floor in Piano, you put the right key barriers down, it is virtually impossible to fight her. And then the Solus, because she is still very much broken and is very in meta at the moment. So, well, that's his default, and that is as basic you can get. But speaking of the top floor, speaking of Cocktail, we're off there first on...
What a surprise.
Cocktail. Yeah, honestly, I'm so surprised. Well, you say that, but sometimes this plays as a secondary bomb site. Some teams do prefer to get kitchen played first. Well,
I've seen teams completely ignore kitchen actually fairly recently, going towards those two mid-floor sites and then going up towards bar as the tertiary, which is obviously quite new. But Hey,
What do we know?
New season, new crazy things.
CAF can be played in weird and wonderful ways, Pastor.
And these names are going to be just not that fun. Obviously, we've got. I'm not looking forward to Team Pulse apart from Schnitzy Poo, which will be quite fun. But Beans, Schnitzy Poo, Lexinio. Is that Dicker?
I'm not a clue.
I can do H-E. That one's pretty good, but I don't know. That looks like it's either Dick or Dicker, and I don't know which one I want to say.
Dickwa, we'll call them. Dickwa.
Yeah.
Dickwa.
Sure.
So we don't,
why not?
So we don't get in trouble by
Yeah.
the
Rednecks will
people
hunt us
above
down with knives.
Very true, very true. Nonetheless, Ed,
Or a
our
Hot
first
Nix will
round
just
off
lock
in
us
snowy
in his
Moscow.
basement. A Hot Nix will just lock us in his basement. We won't be allowed to leave.
Yeah, true that.
Sorry, you were speaking and I interrupted.
Oh, I was saying our first round off in the snowy streets of Moscow, and well, it is going
slowly.
reasonably default. Let's be honest. They've got the hatches open. They're droning. They've got the red wall open. It's obvious what they're doing.
Yeah, there's a player playing towards Pixel as well. We've got that shield inside of barback storage, but it's actually a disconnect to come through first, as that was, I believe, Scrim going out of the round. But obviously we're not in the prep phase, so round will just be continued as normal. However, that is not great for Yod to start things out, as Team Pulse looking... well, they're going to be looking pretty happy with that one, obviously. Their guns still haven't really come alive just yet, but they still do have that player advantage. And there we go. There's 2 kills straight away for the defending side. Dikwa, though, does take a lot of damage in response, but still alive, making it still a 2v5, as Team Pulse, they're in such a strong position right now. Kiyama looking to try and claim the life of the player. Well, that will be Schnitzy Poo, playing downstairs in mining with an eye on those vertical reinforcements, vertical rotate. But we've hit a bit of a slow patch. Time to breathe. And this round looks like it's for the defense already.
I was about to say that we've hit a slow patch. Everything's stalled out. It's 2 versus 5, you know. We have to assess the situation. Only 40 seconds left on the clock. Diffuser is in hands, though, but one comes out, makes it a 2 versus 4 from Can. And, well, he's going to find one more from a grenade. He finds his double, isn't aware of the Jaeger play, and Pixel watching towards him. They were watching towards the ace, sorry, but he does take a lick of damage. And, well, hasn't been claimed just yet, hasn't found one of his own yet, and Warden gets away just of his life, but... it's just happened all at once, a triple for Can, and well, can he find one more past it? That is the big question. Moves into Cigar Shop, looks to try maybe retrieve the diffuser in a 1 versus 2. Only 5 seconds left, he has to go for the kills, and well, it's not looking particularly good. 3 seconds left, and some shots come out, but he is claimed by the Warden, taken down.
Great Senior with the final pick there, shutting things out, and well, Yod, unfortunate disconnect at the start there, and they couldn't really recover from it, especially 2 quick picks coming through from the defensive side. It's gonna be a timeout while we try to get the player back into the lobby. Obviously, if this minute doesn't go through, then I'm not entirely sure. I'm assuming we will just get a little bit of a pause. Again, while we wait for the player to come back, Scrim obviously trying to rejoin. But yeah, just really difficult in that situation to you lose the player early. I think that they were on a pretty, were they on like a Yana? I'm not entirely, I can't quite remember.
No, I'm not sure who they were on. I know it wasn't Iana because that was Can who was on the Iana.
I think it's Sen actually.
It was who? Sorry.
Sen. Like the X should be an E when usually when they have an X it should be an A.
Well,
I understand what it is. Like, why can't we just put the vowels where they're supposed to be? You know, that could be fun. Maybe Siege players could try that for a change.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would save everyone some the difficulty. Yeah. And then we've seen one more disconnect, Kaima.
It looks like
it's going to a rehost.
yeah, it looks like we're gonna go to rehost. I don't know. Powerful end of round replay there.
Yeah, very good, very good.
And you have to see us again, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
No idea. Absolutely no idea. We're gonna wait on the board and the admin decision on what's gonna happen with that. So we are just going to head to a quick break,
Yeah.
and hopefully when we come back, we will have maybe round 2, maybe round 3. Who knows? But we'll see you in a few minutes.
We'll see you in a few minutes.
Oh. Oh, we're both muted. We're back, everyone.
This whole time.
Woo! Okay. Success.
As you were saying, there's not much for us to analyze, so off to reading we go. Well, of course we're muted. Rehost and then muted. Are you kidding me, man?
Oh, this game. I said it to you. I feel like we've had some couple of banger matches, but this game might be a little bit sleepy. Might be a little bit.
It's still too early to tell. Only round 2, so you never know.
You never know. But I can tell. I can tell when the game's going to be sleepy. This is one.
You're just that kind of character.
I'm just a Noah. I'm just a Noah. I'm just a Noah.
You're just a Noah.
I'm just a Noah.
Well,
not Noah as in like the name. That's not me.
Yeah, not.
Noah Hurst.GT9.
Well, let's see your knowledge as we go to our second round then on
yeah.
in Moscow, and both we are seeing Mirror. Mirror's not been banned. We haven't seen Mirror been banned once tonight, Master.
No.
Been open every time, and well, I won't lie to you, not been used effectively while she's been on the board. Always died reasonably quickly and not had much impact on the round. Yes, she's had her mirror. Yes, she had her mirrors down on the walls, and yeah, also you have the info. Well, actually, if you have the info but don't act off it, you've not added any significance to the round.
No. But hey, the gun's still pretty good, I suppose, and it's just a little bit of waiting, a little bit of just sitting around while these teams sort of gear themselves up, the attack especially trying to isolate their best point of entry to the map. Obviously, we are on this mid-floor bomb site reading and fireplace, which is, again, becoming a much more popular site, including over kitchen, especially in these sort of pro circuits. But it will be Kiyama who finds the opening pick, taking down H. And that's a good start for Yod. This time they don't lose a player early. Obviously, it was the internet that kind of happened there, and not necessarily any gunfights. But Kiama's found another. He's down Schnitzipoo as well. Finds 3 in the round. Completely decimates this top floor hold. Beans does find one with a C4. That snow's falling by the wayside, but with 2 players left alive, make it 1 as all of the attack converge. Eden not able to get that kill onto Bean, still whiffing and can't even find it with a pistol. Finally shut down by Scrim. Yod. Now they start with a 5v5, get their first round on the board, and well, that looked pretty strong.
It did look very, very strong from the attacking side of Yod, and well, if that's what they're going to bring to the table, I am excited to see what they can bring further down the line, especially on the defending side. So, I mean, they looked very strong. They had the double ups, they had the refrags when if they were needed. They weren't particularly needed in that case, but the one time they were needed, it was there, and it came out near on instantly. So the doubling up and the refrags are all there, and overall it's just a very strong attacking round. Off to Kitchen we go then, Pasta, for the third round of this match.
Yeah. What's your opinions on Kitchen? Because obviously we see it. I sometimes see teams pick mining over Kitchen. I want to know your thoughts on that.
I think Kitchen, if you have a very good strat defensive-wise, is probably the best site to play on this map. If you can counter verticality well, it's the best site for this map. It's basically free. Because the only real way you can play this site properly and effectively is through that verticality. And like I said, if you can counter it, you can counter it. You've won the site. It then goes down to gunfights, not who's the best team.
Yeah.
It just goes down to individual gun skill, and at that point, then whoever's better wins. It's as simple as that. It's as plain as simple as that. But Eden already in the building. He's going to push towards Pixel and then eventually to top white, I'd imagine. But yellow pings are out. The yellow ping is slightly off though, and he is in cocktail. And does drop down the hatch into laundry. Gets away scot-free. The castle.
Yeah, manages to escape at least for now. There is still this pressure waiting. Eden still on these stairs. And there's more pressure coming in through H. He just needs to be a little bit more careful. Schnitzy-Poo as well has now been drained out in this new position that he's playing, but forces the Yana back. Eden has to just play a little bit worse on those stairs. H finds the opening pick, and Schnitzy-Poo finds the second. Makes it a 3 versus 5. Team Pulse looking pretty strong on this ground floor defense. It's now just Sen, Kiyama and Scrim left, trying to get these final kills on the board. Find 5 of them to get this round and claw it back, because right now they're not looking too good.
No, it's not looking too good, and well, they do have the potential to claw back what was left. And I was talking about the refrags previously, Pastor, and well, they have to call this back. And well,
Yeah.
It's not been on the refrags. A ninja does go out, but it is then it's claimed instantly, and well, now there's nothing. Everything's stopped. It's stalled out, and this is one thing we see Siege players do quite oftenly. They start to claw back what is left of a round if they're at the man disadvantage, or they just get one kill and everything stops. They fall too comfortable, and that's where then a team like Pulse will prevail. They do try and get the freezer wall open, but it is denied by a mute jammer. And well, now the Ace is going to be moving around into Whiskey, and now back into White on the VIP side, and well. This is what I mean by stalling.
C4 doesn't land onto the sledge of Sen upstairs, and finally this breach will get opened up. A bit of a time sink there from the mute of Beans, but Sen finds a nade kill onto a Jaeger, always a bit of a mark of shame. Beans close on this bomb chassis angle, looking to try and get the shotgun kill. Sen the other side, looking to try and find the kill, but the attackers have moved away. Letzinho taking down Scrim, and here now the freezer pressure comes. 10 seconds left, entering red time, and Kiana has to try and enter into the bomb site, find this diffuser plant, but it's surrendered on the floor now. As Beans found that shotgun kill, pre-fires to come through, can't get it done. Timer runs low, and Sen can't get anything in that position. Team Pulse, they get their second round on the board. Round 3 goes away with the defense.
And this is what I was talking about, the stalling. It didn't come down to kills, it didn't come to anything like that. It came down to time. 40 seconds left on the clock, and they didn't even have a wall open. And this is what I was talking about, verticality. The only way to play this site effectively and properly is to have good verticality. And when you then are put into a position where you can't play verticality, that happens. You have 40 seconds left, nothing's open, nothing is ready, no execute is set up in any way, shape or form, and well, it then just you kind of stalled out completely. But also when it comes to verticality, you need a lot of coordination. And if a team doesn't have a lot of that, well then you can't play the verticality. But nonetheless, we're back up to top floor, Pastor.
Indeed we are. We're in that top floor. Go-Go being brought along this time, which I believe is a new addition. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But we are seeing a little bit of a switch up. Pulse are... They don't just have that one strategy. They're able to switch things out. Obviously, because we saw that disconnect, we didn't really get a true feeling of how Yod Esports want to play this top floor attack, and this is really going to be that test of to how we see them actually attack onto this bar site. It will be that test, right, to see what they can do as a full five.
And it will be, this is a huge test for both teams. We've gone to Cafe, which can be quite evenly matched up, and well, it's coordination at the end of the day, Pasta. It's what you need. It's the key to any team working in the long term or in the short term. You need to have good coordination, especially for a map like Cafe, which is unusual. If you don't have good coordination, it's unusual to see teams play Cafe because it's such a map that, yes, your strats can be good, but if the defense has decent coordination, the strats are null and void. It doesn't matter. The attack will win.
Yeah, however, Leitinho is going to make that a little bit more difficult, taking out Eden with a swing onto the... I thought that was onto the white stairs, but apparently not. Elsewhere. I think it was probably, jumping into Cigar, actually, just via the piano, the Ash being taken down, but there's pressure actually on the eastern side of things. We see those castle barricades starting to be popped, as now the attackers have rotated yet again, and they're now putting pressure towards the red stairs side of the map over on the west, opening up that Cigar wall, getting some flank drones established. And they're just exploring, making sure that they have this side of the map for pretty much free, which they do. There's a barricade down there, which will provide a sound cube. Probably best practice to have a flank drone anyway. But there will be that sound cube should a player try to go hunting, and Snows indeed does go hunting, taking out Schnitzipoo on the Go-Yo downstairs. Now, this is that mid-floor control. The defenders all on the bomb site, aside from the Jaeger of Beans, who does find that kill onto Snows. They just weren't quite aware enough of the Jaeger's position, and now they're looking so much worse for it with just a minute left. There's another kill. Leitinho, not deterred by the Candelas, can just activate those smart glance glasses and take them down, take out the players out of the round, and Sen and Kiama, the only ones left here in the situation, trying to push from Cigar Shop, trying to push from the Cigar Lounge, but nothing landing. HE takes a bit of damage from a grenade, but still about 50 HP, and still able to take these swings, get a little bit more aggressive. They have the man advantage that they can play around, but it's coming down to the time again. The nade does come through this time, finds its purchase, but these positions are just so strong. Beans in bathroom, you've got Leitinho behind that shield in barback storage, and you still have Dikwa, who is elsewhere over in Cocktail, and Leitinho has found a triple. Sen, the only one left, who finds a lovely flick of his own, taking one down, but again, it just comes down to the round time. Sen, the last one alive, baiting out his team, and can't get a single more kill. Pulse, they find their third round, and Yoda looking a little bit sketchy on this attack, as they just can't get going. They always stall out here, Velocity.
Time, the biggest enemy for this side of Yod at the moment. They are struggling to counter this side, or this defending side of Pulse. They are, excuse me, they are just stalling out. What they lose the opening gunfight and they can't get one back, and then Pulse they play it very well. They just sit back and they wait, and Yod are struggling to counter this sort of we need to wait. Because Yod are also playing that we'll wait for a minute. Okay, we'll take it slowly. When actually, when a team like Pulse is sitting back waiting for you to come to them, the best thing you can do is ignore everything and go for sight, and that's exactly what they're not doing at the moment. It is just Pulse are playing quite spread out, so by going for this sight, just by going straight for a sight push, it kind of cancels any of them out, and then they're put in a retake position. It's just lack of. I don't even know what it is. They are just struggling, and I'm waffling.
It's that round timer that's causing an issue again and again.
It is. Well, auto reading we go once again. We've seen it once, and well, we get to see it again.
Yeah, Yod obviously did win this site the last time around, but Team Pulse, they could have an opportunity to make it a 4-1 scoreline, and because of how dominant we saw their victory on Kitchen Dining, they could also set themselves up for a 5-1 half. And, well, I don't know about you, but I am feeling like I want this game to go a little bit quicker than maybe I would have done if this was the first game of the night.
Yeah, well, this game is unraveling a bit slowly, and we are seeing
Yeah,
full
full
rounds
C4?
being played out, and a
Uh,
Pulse C4, well, it's not a Pulse C4, a C4 goes out.
from Pulse,
From Pulse.
but not the operator Pulse. Brilliant. Wonderful.
Yeah, that confused me for a minute.
Scrim really finds a player upstairs as well. It's just a little bit quicker on the opening of that barricade. They're able to get the opening pick of the round, but as it stands, it's not to be. And we're still in a 5v5. I feel like even though we've seen a lot of rounds go slowly, the opening pick has come quite quickly. This is possibly the slowest one yet, with Beans taking down Sen just on that rappel from the bottom white door. Again, Team Pulse put themselves in a strong position early.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. They are now in a very strong position as one kill comes out. Snows finds one, and two will follow behind him. Kaimer finds one, but Snows is struck down and claimed by one more. Not sure who it was by, but nonetheless, it's now back to a 3 versus 3. And, well, they now are struggling to take this vertical control. I'm saying this. And once more is claimed. Eden falls, and it's another refrag. Pasta.
Schnitzipoo on such low HP, and he's going to try to take the swing. Leitzinho does get the confirmation onto that downed player, so it's now a 1 versus 1 scrim. Trying to save his team, trying to get it back to a 3-2 scoreline, which would be infinitely better in this situation. But Leitzinho has this prone angle. He knows that Scrim is coming through this red 90. He's looking a bit too low, but he hears the approach. But the pre-fire comes through. I thought Scrim might have been aware, but still wanders into the angle and gets taken down by the Jaeger. Team Pulse, 4 rounds on the board, and Yod, they've only got the 1.
It's not looking particularly good for Yod at the moment. Only 1 round left of the split past Stir, and, well, I think we could be seeing a 5-1 split. I hate to say it.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly very possible. We go back to the kitchen, which was, again, a very strong round from Team Pulse. Obviously, you know, we saw the last time around, that reading attack was a strong round from Yod, and how that just unfolded, it was very scrappy, and Team Pulse looked in control for a lot of it, save for a couple really good kills from the side of Yod. However, that means Team Pulse, they're not invincible. We know they can bleed, and Yod just aren't quite able to capitalize on that fact. But this round is still definitely winnable.
Most
for the side of Yod.
My real question for you, Pastor, is when are we going to see Team Pulse bring a Pulse? Just to confuse us even more.
I don't know. I honestly
kitchen.
have no idea, because obviously we're gonna have to wait for overtime for that to happen. I absolutely do not want to see overtime. I also don't think we will see overtime. I think Pulse have. The thing is, the phrase I would say right now would be, oh, they have their finger on the pulse, but I feel like I can't really say that when the team's name is Team Pulse. I feel like I'm just barred from saying that phrase. They seem like they have a handle on how this game is playing out so far.
Most definitely. Well, off the kitchen we go once again. A bit late into the round as we're saying this, but nonetheless doesn't matter. Is this side of Yod struggling once again? They're not even in the building yet. With nearly a minute gone, and you'd expect them to be maybe trying to look at getting into the building with only a minute in. But I'm saying this: the Ash is walking up top right now, finding herself walking down. Or she could walk into into the castle of Shinitzipoo. I butchered that. Is gonna find, and it indeed is gonna find itself walking into the castle of Schnitzipoo.
Oh, the
Shorty
super
goes,
shorty.
Shotgun goes out. The super shorty goes out and takes down Eden.
Okay, that shouldn't happen, and now Snows and Scrim are trying to pick up the pieces. That's a lovely kill from H through the soft wall, able to take it down. Shut down though by Scrim, who has that G8 in hand, has to just dip away to reload. Instead opens up a rotation, allows a bit more movement for the attack on that top floor. But again, we've seen a bit of a slow time to breathe maybe for the attack of Yod as the defenders have managed to rotate down to the bomb site, get out of dodge. Snitsy just using that hatch, the hatch and freezer, just to get away, get the kill. And oh, Latenio using the vertical angles reverses it out for them. And Sen, you see the feet. You see the feet, my friend. Shoot him. There we go. Takes down the warden eventually. Latenio falling to that vertical angle, but it's still a 2 versus 3, and the time is continuing to dwindle as Yod once again taking their time, and Beans once again on this close angle with a shotgun.
Yod are picking up the pieces of the puzzle very slowly but very surely. With only 35 seconds left on the clock, once again, time their biggest enemy, and they have to clear out these 3 players of Pulse, and are all very spread out. And I mean, we've seen it. Beans, close angle with the shotgun. Surely this doesn't end well. He misses his first shot. He misses the second. Lands the third and lands the fourth. Is aware of the one in white, but what is
Kiama watching?
What's he doing? What's he watching? It doesn't matter. Beans is there. He closes up the round. Gives Pulse a 5-2 split.
That was one of the rounds of all time.
What was the ace looking at? What was the ace holding?
I think the double window, right? That's where he was looking. The double window, because obviously someone pops in through sinks, is able to take the player down. Sure, but an unfortunate whiff from Sen onto Beans, and ends up. I mean, let's face it, they probably don't win the round anyway. You can't really put the fault on those last 2 players too much. And again, we mentioned it, the biggest enemy being time, Pulse now on the attack, and let's just hope they don't fall foul to the same issues, because it's absolutely possible that they also cannot attack in time.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, looking at your screens now, community vote. That's an interesting vote. 87 to 13. Not as much as we saw the Pentatropics match. You know, Penta had a 90% community vote, but nonetheless, an 87-13 is quite big, and well, Pulse proving everybody wrong. You know, the 13% of people that believed in them, well, are really are laughing. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Team Pulse may be a bit more of an unknown entity to the ESA Cup community. We have seen Yod participate in previous seasons, obviously with a different roster, but there are some that are still sticking over. You know, I've seen Sen on a Yod roster before. So, yeah, more of a known entity. It seems like maybe they're just... That's why the community obviously voted that way. I hadn't heard of Team Pulse. Obviously, you hadn't either. So I think that's probably the main thing of it, is just more of a known entity to the viewers. And they did pretty well last season. They got to playoffs. They went pretty far as I was concerned. Obviously, again, it was a different team. That was actually Tracker Clan, who were also participating in this team, or in this tournament, but you know, they got to the top 4. No, sorry, I'm looking at the entirely wrong team. They got to the top 12. They got to the top 12, which is still pretty
feeding
good.
us misinformation, Mr. Pasta. Yeah. Well, Pulse looking. I mean,
there were 2 teams with a wolf logo, and the logos look pretty much the same. Honestly, I looked quick, but yeah.
Well, okay, this is what we were talking about previously. Just moving back to the game, this verticality being played from Pulse is perfect. Not overdoing it, but also enough that you can do something with it. And this is perfect. And well, and then we're looking at this. There's only 2 players on the vertical, and well, the rest are looking to maybe make an execute off the site or try and you know take a gunfight, but. A minute and 15 into the round, nothing's happened really, other than the vertical play being used. And well, I've said that. Gridlock, I'm not going to try and pronounce the name because I'll butcher it. Gridlock finds herself down, not out just yet. Is going to get picked up by the Buck. And it's all, again, time, Pasta.
Yeah, but it is good progress this time. We're seeing a lot of vertical angles being opened up. It's not out of desperation, but 5v5 in the final 50 seconds is certainly a boon for the defensive team. They just need to hold on to their positions. They just need to hold on to this man count, and well, Dicker is not going to let them do that. Taking out Sen on this vertical straight away, now going to be able to open up this wall. Actually, they just take the drop, don't even try to get the breach across, and Kiam is able to collect on that kill shut down from the vertical angles, and this is what we were talking about. This is the power of that vertical play, as Latinho now takes the drop as the rest of Pulse follow in behind into the freezer, shut down by Beans, and Latinho again, Scrim, the last player alive, 15 seconds left, does have an opportunity to deny this plant, obviously playing the Warden, but shut down as the smoke dissipates. Beans finding the kills, and Team Pulse, they go up to match point. It's looking like it might be a very quick game after all.
Most definitely. Pulse 1 round away then, as you said, on match point. 1 round away from taking this map, from taking this match, and taking the 3 points home. And, well, Pulse had a very promising attack. Yes, they dropped 1 man, but it was only a 4 versus 1, and it just was... It was very, very good. And I don't often give compliments to as good. Looking at it with a coach head on.
Yeah.
Vertical play was very good. Coordination clearly on point, and with good coordination comes good communication, is what I like to say. And well, Pulse have proved that perfectly. They had near on perfect vertical play. Yes, all right, a bit too scrappy on the actual angles itself, but the actual angles they were opening up and what they were opening up was very, very good, and they played very confidently on the angles. And then if you're moving on to the actual execute itself, again, very, very strong. Dropped minimal bodies, and well, the one body they did drop was instantly refragged within what, half a second, which is very good.
Yeah, I would agree with you. So heading up to this top floor for Yacht, the potential the final fortress, the final frontier for this defensive team. We've got Sen bringing the dock as a last resort. We've got just a lot more of these sort of fraggy operators, you could say, bring along the Mozzie, the Doc, the Warden, the Jaeger, even the Wamai. The MP5K is a pretty good weapon in the right hands.
As well.
And now it's got the 1.5 times scope. So these players, they're it seems like they're relying less on the strats and more on the gun skill. But I don't necessarily know if that's the right way to play this.
It's never the right way to play competitive Siege, to rely on gun skill and not strats. Yes, gun skill is a huge part of it, but I mean, if you don't have a baseline strat of what you're doing, well, it's never going to work, because it's just disorientated and no one's going to know exactly what they're doing, and disorganized, really. Surely White Beans, though, does find this Warden. He picked up the Capital, White Beans. We don't see Capital play too much, but surely finds him, and no, he's just going to wait.
What if your strat is Shaiko go kill? What then?
Then your strat is Shaiko go kill.
I mean, that's a pretty good strat, not gonna lie.
It has to be.
Yeah, that's the thing. It feels like their strat is, let's just try and win the gunfights. Because, let's face it, they've been outclassed with the gunfights. So they are trying to get the better guns across, but it doesn't matter, because even the F90 is finding the heads of Yod Esports. Not necessarily the best one. The MPX finding its mark, not the second. Crossfire established by Team Pulse, shutting down Kiyama on that mid floor. Now it's a 3 versus 4. Yod in the player disadvantage yet again, but they are holding some pretty good positions. You have Sen the Doc in barback storage. Snows is on the cigar piano, but not for much longer. Schnitzipoo shuts him down, and now it is just Eden and Sen left inside of this round. 1 minute to try to hold on against 4 whole attackers. Eden looks like they might try and take the drop any minute, get aggressive, as Sen's position has been noted inside of this area, playing on the Shaiko spot. No, actually, no, that's the other side, but playing in this very, very aggressive position by the skylight, but still kind of holding back a little bit. Rotates towards Cocktail, gets shut down for it, and now there's only 1 player left. Eden does not believe in his teammate, it seems, and well, it was kind of justified as Schnitzipoo swings, finds that final kill. It's a 7-1 scoreline to close out the day, and Group D's first Playday is finished.
Done, dusted, concluded. We finish it off on Cafe, and as you said, Group D's Playday concluded, and it was a 7-1 victory to conclude it. And we've had some good matches today,
Yeah.
Pasta.
our games have decreased by 2 rounds every time. Because obviously 7-4, that's an 11 rounds, and then it was. Actually, no, sorry, 7-5, that's 12 rounds. Then it was 7-3, which is 10 rounds. And now we've had an 8-round game, 7-1. So
shorter
the games,
and shorter they get.
Yeah, and by 2 rounds each time. So hey, look at that. That's pretty cool.
Quick maths for you.
Yeah, hell yeah. We love maths here. What a game by Team Pulse. I feel like, if we can just get the community vote up yet again, it just goes to show
87-13.
Underestimated by the side or by the community. They've just put themselves on the map.
Most definitely, and all eyes are going to be on Team Pulse going through the group stages, and if they make it out, going through through the playoffs, it is all eyes are on Pulse now.
Yeah, absolutely. They put in a stunning performance against some players that we've seen as pretty regular players that perform pretty well inside of ESA, and they've shut them down. Just very, very well played by Team Pulse. They had good aggression on the defense and on the attack. They worked their angles well. We mentioned about that verticality on the kitchen attack. They played it perfectly. Such a well-rounded roster, such a well-rounded team. I'm excited to see where they go from here.
As am I too. And well, I have to say, Pastor, it is good to be back in ESA.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are going to close out the night for us. We don't want to waste any more of your time. I want to go to bed because I'm a sleepy pastor today. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening, obviously, with myself, Pastor, with my colleague Velocity over on that side. We've had a Hot Nix behind the scenes, observing, producing, doing all the behind the scenes stuff that
all the stuff we're not smart enough to do.
Often doesn't get noticed. So shout out to a Hot Nix.
Thank you, Hot Nix.
Lost in the Go 5 earlier, massive L. And we'll see you all next week for some more ESA Cup action. Goodbye.
See you next week.